Hello and welcome. Are we working correctly? Are we live? I sure hope so. Somebody out there, let me know in chat if you're having any problems hearing us. But otherwise, we'll go ahead and get started. So welcome to this new show that we're doing, Clockwork Dominion Witch Hunt. If you caught our character creation session, or if you caught either the videos we put out there, you might have the idea of what we're doing, but you're going to get a little bit of a precursor from our narrator, who is actually the creator of the game system. Please welcome Zeke Coughlin.
Thank you.
If you haven't met yet, wait, let's see if this is working yet. If I do this, okay, just making sure we got audio working. And before we get started, I want to let you know that we are doing a giveaway today, as promised. As you can see, the giveaway goal we're giving to is for 600, because we are well over that, thanks to all the Wiggler Army who came out, all of the Joe Cat fans who came and joined the Academy with us over the course of the last 4 days, in which we have doubled. Yes, we doubled our follower count in 4 days. It's been a wild ride, and we thank you all for being part of it. So we will be doing this giveaway at halftime. It is a miniature dice chest. It's got a little keychain hook, so you can keep it with you from Elderwood Academy. And it's even got mini little dice. In there. So you can always be ready to make all your life decisions based on dice rolls, as a good gamer does. And with that, we will let our narrator, Zeke, start up the show.
With that, we'll enter into our diceless game.
Yes. How appropriate. We probably should be giving away a deck of cards.
Yeah, everybody shuffle your cards now. And if you haven't shuffled them yet, shuffle them 7 times while I'm giving this little shtick. For those of you who are at home, Clockwork Dominion does not use dice. We do use cards. However, at a table, we would use one deck of cards for the entire table. We're kind of letting people use their own cards so that we can share an online experience, which we've never done before. We'll see how this goes, but the math works. So we'll see how things turn out. Should be fine. Clockwork Dominion takes place in a British Empire 1896. It supernaturally takes place in a world that is descending into chaos when the clockmaker, the deistic absentee deity, comes across the world. It is a formless void, and from that void, which we call the Pontus, he makes the world, which we call the clockwork. The clockwork turns according to his divine will, but we broke it, and it now descends back into the chaos from which it was made. Horrible things arise from the Pontus. Reality ceases to have meaning. All of the crazy things that happen in history that cannot be explained are explained by the Pontus. This party is made up of witchfinders, who are special agents of the crown, grounded in the real witchfinders that existed under James I, expanded in our story to include an entire militant army group under the direct auspices of the Queen. They are sent out to deal with the Pontus and protect the empire, both in England and in imperial lands abroad. So this party is being dispatched to go deal with a situation in Wantage, which is a tiny little town west of London. It consists of one Witchfinder star, one Witchfinder cannon, and a couple of aspirants to the Witchfinder orders. Witchfinder stars are militant Witchfinders. They're taken from the ranks of police officers or soldiers or other militant officials. Their job is to go out and do what needs to be done to keep the Empire safe. Their moral compass / lore keepers are the Witchfinder canons, which are under the auspices of the church rather than the Queen directly, although the Queen is the head of the church. There's a thing that happens there. But they are religiously oriented folk, more or less, that operate within the confines of the Witchfinder orders so that they balance one another with militant and academic moral compassing people. That is the stage upon which our story is told. Any questions from the players before I launch into this? We're all good.
I got nothing.
You are being dispatched because of an arrest has been made under the charge of witchcraft in Wantage, which is a tiny little town west of London. It's not known for much of anything aside from being a layover on a trade route from places west into London proper, and a place where various gentry will stay on their route in for the season. But it's just a tiny farming community. The only other thing that makes it of note at all is it has a monastery. More specifically, it has a convent full of nuns. Wantage was the site of an ancient monastery where monks worshipped and lived, but during the reign of King Henry VIII, all of the monasteries were ransacked and destroyed. It has been hundreds of years since then. This is the very first monastery that was built in the Anglican Church of England after Henry VIII. And because of that, the locals tend to be very superstitious about what those women are doing up there, all alone by themselves, worshiping God knows what, doing God knows what, and rumors have really been a problem. Those on the end know that the community is very healthy. It is rebuilding on the grounds of an ancient monastery that stood there for hundreds of years. And there are several stories that have made it back to you about what's going on and why. So far, you know that Sir Alexander Doherty is the local gentleman. The Doherty family has lived there for generations and generations, and he is the country gentry that oversees the land. Doherty is concerned. There have been several Pontius events recently in the city of Wantage, which is a quiet country town that has not seen Pontius events in centuries. So the fact that there have been more than one in the recent months has led him to be very on edge. There was a disturbance, and that's all that's said about it, surrounding one of the nuns at the abbey, and she was arrested for it and under the charge of witchcraft. The convent says that the nun was put into hermitage, praying privately by herself. It is unknown why she was even in the town to cause a disturbance. She was not given permission to go there, but the convent has not been allowed to talk to her since the arrest. You are being sent in to sort out what is going on, who is at fault, what has been causing the Pontius events, and whether this nun is actually responsible, or if not, who is. So, with no further ado, Wantage is a small farming village of just over 500 souls whose only claim to fame is being almost exactly 3 days' travel west of London, which makes the local inn a convenient stop for merchants and nobility traveling to and from London, or the occasional pilgrim seeking to visit the relic supposedly housed in the nearby convent. Wantage attracts little attention, as even visitors rarely do more than stop at the inn, the Fat Friar. Today, however, you make your way west to pursue items of great interest and hopefully resolve them before they become widely known. You ride out to investigate a possible case of witchcraft and stories of strange occurrences that have shocked the community out of its usual quietude. As the afternoon light begins to fade, you come into the rich farm belt that circles Wantage, riding past neat hedgerows and patchwork fields, newly sprouted barley and rye. You see farmers taking in their animals or leaving off work to head for their homes for supper, and your bellies rumble at the thought of a meal at the Fat Friar when you come into town. There's work that awaits you first. Several prominent locals are awaiting your arrival. Give you what details they can before you speak to the accused. The young woman, Sister Julia, is being held in the basement of the inn as the village is far too small to have a jail. It would do to get the initial conversations and questionings over with quickly before any nosy locals make their way into the inn for the evening. You are on horseback, cresting a hill into the valley. The town sits in a small river that runs through it. There are 3 hills that surround it. One you're standing on. The far across the valley is where the monastery sits. And then there's a hill upon which the Doherty home sits, overlooking the town. You were riding down the city into a very small town. Couldn't be more than 12 buildings. So finding the Fat Friar is the easiest thing in the world. It's this large building that's 2 stories next to the stables. There appear to be people waiting outside, looking on the road, obviously for you. Witchfinder Star, you're in the lead.
Right then. It's a tidy operation, but I think there's plenty of time for us to go and have a wee bite. I mean, I'm a little peckish. What do you say, Mags?
Can't hear you, Maggie.
You're muted.
My apologies, brother. I think a fly went in my mouth for a second there. If you leave your mouth open, I'm sure you can eat enough flies. I don't know if you'll go fool that way. Doubt it.
We had flies yesterday.
Well,
How about you, initiates?
They seem to be waiting to speak to us. I think we should do our diligent work first.
Right then, appearances and all. I suppose you're right.
Yeah, didn't we just eat also at the... Like 20 minutes ago we ate.
Yeah, but I'm a growing individual. Let's Witchfinder Star do the physical work.
I honestly think he has a bottomless stomach. Can never get full of that, brother.
I mean, statistically, your brain burns most of your calories, but that's just for common.
Maybe yours does.
That, yeah.
Your horses move forward and you get into the valley. Like I said earlier, most of the people are bringing things in from the field. There's no one really in town yet except for the 2 figures, women in habits, standing right next to the front door of the Fat Friar. There is also a younger girl that seems to be going in and out of the stables. As you approach, the 2 nuns step forward to introduce themselves. As proper etiquette demands, they wait for you to get off your horse. And the little girl comes over to take your reins.
Robin steps off his horse and assists his little sister off of her horse and leaves the initiates to take care of themselves.
The little girl takes the reins of both of your horses and begins leading them off. You do notice that she couldn't be more than 11, maybe. Her eyes are a little too big for her head. Her ears peak just outside of her long blonde hair, which tips in green. She attempts to not make eye contact with you as she leads your horses away.
I am noticing that this is perhaps a Fey-touched child, then. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Robin has a brief flashback of his sister in her younger days and decides to not pay too much attention to this child.
As you dismount, the woman that appears to be in charge, who is older and standing with more command, walks up to you and gives you a slight curtsy, almost not even moving.
She gets a nod of the head. This is right then. I'm Robin Goodfellow, Witchfinder Star. Izzy is my sister, Witchfinder Cannon, Mags Goodfellow. And
Pleased to
these
meet
here
you.
are associates, one Jessica Harrington and one Nathaniel Russell.
And at mention of her name, Jessica just ever so gracefully jumps off the horse.
Oh, all right. I've already offered my hand.
No pomp and circumstance. Just boop.
Yes, I'll to the stables then, and I'll lead both of our horses over to.
And don't mind him too much. He's got a social disease.
Oh.
Just as a side note, as a Witchfinder, you wouldn't use your real name.
Oh.
Witchfinder Robin would work.
I'm going with, fuck. That's going to give me
Robin,
flashback.
awesome.
Yeah, I know, right?
Also, Witchfinder's stars name themselves after physical objects in the world. They're
Oh,
Robin's
so I get it.
bird, so that works.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll go with Witchfinder Robin. So I'll flip that over.
Witchfinder cannons will name themselves after saints.
Oh. Oh, geez, who's going to be a saint at this time?
Everyone.
Yeah, sure. Let's Witchfinder Elizabeth.
I love what you just picked it for.
This is
I
like a
decided
big
to-
brother does.
I just eyeball him.
I eyeball you back. I'm like,
Moving along.
Every time. Honestly, every time.
The nun looks at you and introduces herself. My name is Mother Seraphima. I am the abbess at the abbey, and I'm glad that I have a chance to talk to you before you enter and speak to the local gentry. The woman in question, Sister Julia, was arrested almost a week ago. We have not been allowed to speak to her. This is an unjust use of the king's law. She's not even being kept in proper quarters. They have put her into the wine cellars and have been keeping her down there in the cold. We haven't even been able to bring her food or clothing. This is an unjust situation, and no one is telling us what's going on. I hope that you can bring a fair and just conclusion to the situation with all expedience. We want our sister back.
my dear sister, we will apply all of our expertise as duly appointed representatives of both the crown and the church to determine whether or not it is being treated too harshly. We will decide.
I'm here to help you in any way possible. This is Sister Isabella. She will be your liaison when I am unavailable. Anything that you need from the Abbey to do what you need to do here to bring about a proper end, she can help you with. Knowledge of the town, resources, showing you around in any portion of this area. I lend her to you for your resources while you're in wantage.
Very well. We may avail ourselves of a various
She curtsies but
assistance
doesn't.
later. Sorry, what was her name again?
Isabella.
Isabella.
She looks very Hispanic.
Oh.
Obviously not from England.
Hola.
Does Maggie actually say hola? I dig it if she does, because then Robin's going to raise an eyebrow. And go, why are you on that?
Oh, you know, around.
Right then. Might we have a peek at the accused then?
The young girl comes and takes the rest of your horses as you dismount, assuming that you do. She doesn't make eye contact with the witchfinders in leathers, but she smiles at everyone else and is rather polite. Now might be a good time to share with the viewers at home what your characters look like.
About like this.
He's in
I
costume
knew it was
already.
coming.
So it's
I
right
knew
there.
It was coming. Oh man.
Nathaniel does not probably match that eye contact. He doesn't tend to make eye contact unless there's a purpose behind it. But he is, very studious of looking about her and her garb and around her face, perhaps. He is a somewhat nervous but very well dressed looking young man. And
Nervous but well dressed.
Yes, kind of hanging in the back, and he's probably led the horses towards the stable at this point. That's
When
what
we
the
make
Witchfinder-
reference to Witchfinder leathers, these are Witchfinder leathers.
It's a very distinct look.
They don't look like Solomon Kane. Solomon Kane looks like them.
Yeah. Maggie, Jessica, would you like to go forward with the character description? I don't want to.
So Jessica is she looks to be about 45, 40 to 50s. She has dark hair that's kind of pinned back low. A hat, pretty much like this, because I love this hat mostly. And she kind of also has eyes that are a little bit larger than what they should be for her face. She's wearing black boots with a very small heel, green eyes, and she has on a black coat and a skirt with red detailing, but it's in that sort of old A-line suit type style. So it's all very kind of A-line and simple. And she, when the little girl like smiles at her, she will give her a smile and a small wink. Just kind of like a...
She blushes a little bit. She's very happy about it. And she seems to have taken a shine to you almost immediately.
Yeah. Jessica
You
has
catch
that.
her watching you out of the corner of your eye as she walks in and out of the stable with the horses.
Is she how is she dressed? Is she dressed like...
She's a stable girl.
Okay.
So, I mean, she's almost dressed like a boy, frankly. Pants, long, kind of billowing shirt. But she looks like she's been doing work.
Okay.
So she's a little dirty, a little sweaty. She is, however, adorable.
Okay.
With
Yeah,
my
I would-
intuition mastery as a medium, do I immediately notice the same thing the Witchfinders do?
Medium has to do with supernatural creatures.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you test to see. She is a greater blooded changeling. So it is not a hidden fact. I mean, she is fae. Hence her squeamishness around the Witchfinders. Because all of the locals think that Witchfinders abscond with people of supernatural heritage in the middle of the night.
Hardly ever.
I pull out notebook from my coat and just do a quick kind of dimensional sketch of her facial features. Not really like a good drawing, but just like a approximate ratio of eyelid to mouth and so on and so forth.
And how does Mags look?
Maggie. Oh, I wish I knew the words for these clothes, but I'll try my best. She's got like this bowl type looking hat thing, just kind of flipped up at the end, and there's like blue flower ring around it with a bit of netting that comes down around her face.
Veil.
Yeah, a bit of a veil.
I love it.
And she's just very dark. She's got dark hair, pale skin, bright blue eyes, and wears like a what should I call it? Like a poncho cape thing, and a black scarf. Lots
Like a
of black.
shawl? Let's go with the shawl.
Shawl. Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
you
there
saw
we
the
go.
picture, right?
Yeah. I'm helping. I got your back, little sis. I got your back.
Help me, brother. I don't know fashion. What am I wearing? And she's wearing like I guess, is it plaid pants, that thing? And boots and like a blue corset looking type of top, I think, underneath that blanket trench looking cloak.
Gotta wear the trench coat. Can't get away
Yeah.
without it. It's the symbol of station.
Yeah, no, this, and I mean, so, and how does Megs carry herself?
She likes to keep keep herself confident, but she probably won't really react unless she if her brother approves or something. So.
I'd like to take this moment to remind Puck that he is not the dungeon master tonight.
I am not the dungeon master. Look, I noticed it too, and I'm already embarrassed.
No, it helps. Big brother, I do not mind.
Okay. So if you haven't noticed already, Robin carries himself with kind of a jock kind of attitude. Like he's got a very large personality, and he's very boisterous. He wears his uniform with pride, but he's always a bit grizzled. he hasn't reached that point in the upper class because he's come up very quickly, where you're all very nicely groomed. So there's always like a bit of 5 o'clock shadow going on, and a little bit of a gruff look. And he seems very imposing initially, but he looks at this poor greater Fey girl, and would I have some form of metal currency with me?
What kind of
Or would it all
currency?
Metal currency, or would it all be
Oh,
banknotes?
yeah. I mean, coins are pretty much the dominant form of currency.
Okay. All right. So I find the largest value coin I have on me.
That's probably like a pound, which is a lot of money in 18.
Oh yeah, I know that's a lot of time. But I'm recently up and coming, right? So it's all about the philanthropy, and I whistle for this girl.
She turns, a little put back by being whistled at, and approaches you somewhat cautiously.
And I reach out to shake her hand, and palming the coin to her. I said, "Thank you a lot for taking care of our horses."
She nods and she takes the coin, but then as she turns, she looks at it, and she turns.
And I give her a wink. Right then, thanks for taking care of the horses, right?
She looks astonished. Her jaw drops, and she just kind of clutches it, slides it into a pocket in her shirt, and takes the horses and wanders away, and looks over her shoulder at you a couple of times. Now more astonished than the previous awestruck terror that she saw you with before, although still wary.
I'm gonna get fired.
Is it super obvious that Maggie is Fae? I just want to.
Are you lesser or greater Fae?
I think it's obvious it's greater, Faye.
Oh, and then
Yeah.
it's super obvious. Okay.
And that's the thing.
Hong Kong.
In British society, people's treatment of Fae is basically if they're pretty, you like them, and if they're not pretty, you don't. But nobody trusts Fae. Fae are known for being tricksters, for going back on their word, for making complex promises that end up like sending you to hell. Fae are not like trustworthy. Even the trustworthy ones, people approach with caution.
Would we also be using fake names as aspirates, or would we?
You are not required to.
Not required to. Okay. Would Jessica be using
given a name upon becoming a witchfinder? So
yeah,
gotcha.
No, Jessica would probably go with just Jessica.
Yeah. So as this exchange is going on, I lean into Miss Harrington. I apologize. The new rich, they don't understand how easy it is to lose money. This is more attention than I prefer to draw now. I don't know.
Yeah, that's like a month's salary for like
Yeah.
Look, she reminds me of my little sister. That hits me right in the soft zones.
Righto, my brother is a big old teddy bear, big old softy, and I pat him on the gut.
Hey,
See,
nobody
go
saw
on.
that. Nobody saw that. I palmed it to her, and I sent her on her way.
How good was
say
your
I
palming?
approve. I can't say I approve of his flamboyance,
Witchfinder?
but I'm not in charge. So.
Yes.
The local gentry is waiting for us within.
Very well. We've tarried quite too long. Let's go have a word with the gentry then. Isabella, please lead the way.
She leads you in. Mother Seraphina enters following Isabella. She looks concerned. Her face is aged with lines of worry to begin with, and it looks like she hasn't slept in a while. Isabella has a better look to her. She's a younger woman, but she also looks wary and concerned, almost like she's not paying attention to you being here, that you're the least important part of what's going on, and she's kind of rushing in to finally find out what's happening. As you enter the Fat Friar, this is a hole-in-the-wall tavern. The main room is a little large. It sits about 6 tables, and then there's a bar with stools. The bar does have a proper brass bar around it, but it doesn't look like it has a whole lot in the form of top shelf liqueur. This is a seedy establishment with not a whole lot to offer in the way of fine dining or drink. The man behind the counter is dressed in stained clothing, wearing an apron, which he is using to clean out bar stools in an almost cliche fashion, or bar glasses. As you walk in, he looks to be about 70 pounds overweight, but he's wearing a smile on his face. It doesn't look like he has a beard so much as he hasn't shaved. He looks up and smiles, but when he sees the Witchfinder, looks back down. The two Witchfinders in leathers, he just doesn't even make eye contact. Goes about his business. The two other people in the room are a obese man in a very fine suit with a walking cane and a hat tucked under his arm. He is leaning against the bar and looking at you expectantly. And then there's a younger man dressed in very similar clothing who looks to be about half of the obese man's age. And he is standing in the back, leaning against the wall, looking at the floor, almost though the wall was holding him up. The obese man speaks as you walk in. Well, welcome, Master, Mistress Witchfinder. Hopefully we can come to a quick end to this. I imagine you have lots of questions, and I'm here to answer them. I want to resolve this as quickly as possible. I am Sir Alexander Doherty.
Sir Alexander Doherty, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Witchfinder Robin. This here's Witchfinder Elizabeth. And these here are initiates. Jessica.
Yes.
And Nathan.
It's a pleasure to meet all of you. I'm not sure. Now, could we...
Nathaniel Russell, sir.
Nathaniel Russell.
My distant third cousin is the Duke of something. I forgot.
How tall is
all well and
Nathaniel?
good. Perhaps we could get down to business.
Right then, I suppose there's a seat somewhere for us. You don't rightly want to have this conversation standing around, do we?
Jack, anywhere you like, sir. The man behind the bar says. He kind of touts his very large body over to one of the 6 tables of the room and plops down into a chair and motions for you to do the same. There are, however, only 4 chairs for the 6 of you.
That's very fine. I'd rather not sit in one of these chairs.
Well then. See, I grew up in places like this. This is just fine for me. All right, now go sit down.
All right. I'm probably gonna kind of stand next to Nathaniel.
Okay.
My boots are killing me. I'm gonna take a salute as well. Don't know what accent's coming out of my mouth.
It's okay. Look, I'm shifting all over the place. Don't worry about it.
I'll figure it out.
And I invite. Are the sisters sitting with us, or have they left the conversation?
No, Mother Seraphina is present. She looks disgusted at Sir Alexander.
I see. So I will not offer her a seat.
Sister Isabella looks at her, and you hear Seraphina audibly say, "I'll stand." And so Isabella takes the last seat.
Very well. First question. What is the nature of the disturbances you've been having?
Two Pontus events have happened in the past month.
Oh, wait. One moment. I'll let you continue. Barkeep, what you got for pies?
I'm sorry, Master Witchfinder. Pies. Like
Any
mince
kind of... Yes, please.
Oh. All right. One moment, please. Amelie! And he kind of goes off to the side.
Whatever you plan to give him, double it.
My apologies. Discussion requires food. Continue.
It really doesn't.
Is everyone comfortable?
Indeed.
Excellent. As I was saying, 2 Pontus events have occurred in the last month. That's too frequent for a town this small and this stable. 3 weeks ago, it rained crickets for an hour. The cleanup was disastrous, and last week, a pillar of fire descended on a field and destroyed a perfect circle of it. Everyone has been on edge. There are rumors going around. We don't even know if they're true or not. Strange animals. Someone talked about the black dog of Ireland wandering around killing people, but no one's missing. Ill omens. The incident with Sister Julia occurred on the last market day. I mean, that's Saturday. Sister Julia was seen running through the streets, screaming at things that weren't there. This was on the heel of 2 Pontus events. I mean, it's suspicious. And frankly, the people speaking to things that aren't there is a sign of some sort of possession or talking with things that are illegal to speak to in this great kingdom. She was taken into custody. She hasn't spoken a salient word since. She's been speaking to the air. She's been speaking past us, and she's been raving. It's possible that she's a madwoman, but Mother Seraphina, he points to her, she scowls at him, assures me that that's not the case. So I claim witchcraft. There's nothing else to point fingers at, and clearly something is going amiss. You can talk to her yourself. She's in the cellar, and I'm sure that this will corroborate any problem that you might have in believing that this person who passes herself off as a nun, Seraphina looks like she's about to explode as this.
Oh, she's pissed right off.
Is clearly something much less holy.
Right.
If I could, one point of clarity. You said it. A pillar of fire burned a perfect circle into the crop. That seems highly unlikely. Crops being an irregular medium on top of an irregular surface. How did you determine the perfection of the circle?
He just looks right past you and back at the Witchfinder star as though your question were not even asked.
And when he looks past him and directly at me, I'm going to look at him with concern and expectation.
At Sir Alexander.
Oh, yeah.
The burned field is on the north end of town. Please go investigate it yourself. Take out a protractor or a compass. You can figure out the issues yourself.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
I would ask you to control yourself. Because while some of us might be quite adept at pointing fingers, some of us are certified investigators of this here phenomenon.
I have the utmost respect for your station and your authority here. Don't get me wrong. This is my town. My family has been making sure that peace has been kept for generations, and it is falling apart. There will be another market day on Saturday. That's 2 days. If this isn't resolved by then, and the rumors of Pontus events and witchcraft are throughout the community, no one's going to come here to buy. And if no one comes here to buy, the economy of this town is quickly going to fall into shambles. There are livelihoods at stake. This isn't just a question of throwing accusations around. This is the stability of all of the families that are under my auspices.
Jessica's gonna lean into Nathaniel. But how big do you think the circle is?
Well, we were invited to go look.
Team.
I honestly don't trust his observations at all. We should probably check it out ourselves.
Yes, I do think we should.
I'm curious about the strange animals.
I don't know what to tell you. There's been rumors of animals acting strangely. Frankly, with pillars of fire falling out of the sky, that was not necessarily my chief concern. I chalked it up to accusation. Although you can speak to the barkeep's daughter if that helps. I know that she was one of the people that had seen animals acting strangely and was talking about it.
Oh, so you
She's
haven't
also
seen
the
any
one
of
that
this?
she's also the one that found Sister Julia after she had run through the town and drawn all the attention.
And what is this daughter's name?
Jack, what is your daughter's name? Amelie, sir. My daughter's name is Amelie. He brings out mince pies and puts them on the table. Would you like an ale with that, Master Witchfinder?
You know what? I think I might have one.
Mistress?
Same here.
How about you two initiates? You want to have an ale?
I like to stay sharp when investigating circles.
Oh, I'm sharp as there is. Now then, good sir, we'll be taking a look into these incidents, and we'll be the ones who pass judgment, as we are duly appointed representatives of both the church and the crown. As for your rumor mill, I believe that is something caused by idle hands.
That is true. But it is no less destructive for the case being so. I look after these people. They are my responsibility. They have been my family's responsibility for generations. You'll forgive my hostility. This is a most irregular situation, but I care for these people. And I do not want this town to fall into economic ruin.
Curious.
Go ahead, little sis. Oh, I'm stepping on your words again.
Well, I mean, out of everything you said, I think the raining cricket seems the most disgusting. I'm wondering, did you see that? Any of these things that you speak of, or?
The fire landed on my property, so yes. The crickets, I was one of the people with the shovels picking up the
You
remains,
just looked up in the sky and you couldn't see anything but them crickets falling.
pretty much.
Were any of the other events centralized on your property?
Well, the crickets were everywhere.
Was it cloudy?
I honestly did not notice.
Right, then I think we're about ready to start investigating. We're going to get down to business. Did you have another question, Nathan?
Yes, I would just like to ask the Lord, sir, if you do happen to notice anything else out of the ordinary, please try to observe as many details as possible. The details are extremely relevant. That's where the, quote, devil is, or Pontus, or whatever.
Any information that comes to me, I will make sure to share with you.
See to it that you do, because you do not want to be found obstructing a Witchfinder investigation. Correct? I'm just doing a little bit of a flex now.
Yes, in my line of work as well, details can mean the difference between a case solved and a case unsolved.
All right. Jack brings your ales out, and he says, will you be sitting a while, or do you want me to show you into the cellars?
I know nothing to... I'd rather not. Yes, the cellars would likely be...
You all go ahead into the cellars. I'll catch up to you in a moment. I might have a piece of this pie. And a little bit of ale.
I'm gonna do that obnoxious thing where the little sister's gonna try to pick out the crumb of the pie.
Well, it's because I'm new money, right? So this is like home cooking.
See, and like Jessica will kind of look at Nathaniel and then be like, Mistress Maggie, will you be joining us?
We just got this ale now, so wow, I went Western now.
Better go with them, Mags. You're the brains of the operation.
Jessica will stare
Duh.
daggers
Savage.
at Robin.
Who is going down to see Sister Julia in the cellars?
Oh boy.
So everybody but the star.
Yep.
Everybody but the one with authority.
Yep. He's
Truth be
eating
told, the Witchfinder
pie
claims
and drinking.
just as much authority as the star. The
Yeah.
star just happens to be the muscle, so people tend to look at them. So,
Let us know what you find, Mags? And take care of the initiates. The first run out.
You better not drink my drink there, brother.
Oh, never.
Eyes him. Walks off.
Jack comes over, takes keys off his belt, puts them into one of the doors behind the bar, opens it, and then lifts up part of the bar on a hinge to open a walkway to get down the staircase that goes behind the bar. You'll forgive having to come back here. It's not the kind of place that was designed to hold people. His lordship just told me to. I'm not a lord, Jack. Sir Doherty, Sir Alexander told me to keep her down there, and that's what we've been doing. So if you follow me, I'll show you to where her room is. And he descends the staircase.
As they go, sorry, I don't want to hijack anything. I'm just, I want to keep a very close eye on Sir Doherty and the two sisters.
It's Sir Alexander because
Sir Alexander.
Referred to by their first name.
Okay, Sir Alexander, and he had a skinny guy with him. We never got an introduction to him.
You're about to.
Okay, I'm watching that guy too. He's noted
Master
as
Witchfinder, are you lingering here to talk to me, or?
Well, I've got a friendly ear and a full pie. So, if you got something to say, I'd be happy to hear it.
Clayton, I want you to go down and observe. You can stop holding up the wall. You're supposed to be learning something. Clayton removes himself from the wall and kind of ambles rather difficultly toward the ladies and gentlemen descending the staircase into the cellars. He does not make eye contact with you.
So is that your man?
It's my son. He's supposed to be the landed gentry of this area after I pass. He'll be in charge of keeping all of these farms running and these people in safety, and God help me.
Children can be tough. So I hear.
So,
But odd that we didn't get an introduction early on. It's almost like I didn't feel an abundance of pride.
if there's anything I feel toward my son, Master Witchfinder, pride would probably not be it.
Indeed. I shall not pry further, but I'm going to have a piece of this pie.
For the rest of you that are coming down, you notice that the lanky, somewhat hungover, obviously, fellow is walking down the steps after you. At the bottom of the steps, there's a small room with two doors that go off of it. Jack goes to one, finds a different key, and opens it. It's, he turns. Sister Isabella is down here while Mother Seraphina stayed up with the two gentlemen talking. Sister Isabella is anxiously waiting by the door, and Jack is addressing her when he speaks. She was left on my reconnaissance. I took care of her as best I could. I got her changed clothes. She soiled herself a couple of times. I had Amelie change her. I didn't feel right doing it myself. We've been bringing her food, and I keep bringing her lights, and she keeps extinguishing them. So she's in the dark. Anyways, I don't know what else to say. You can see it. She's in here. There's a door. It's a dark room.
Do we know with certainty that this is or is not a breached location in general?
You would, with a focus and intuition check, difficulty 2.
That's what I asked. All right.
He has a mastery that allows him to do this.
I'm pulling a 0, so it's a focus and intuition sense. I have a focus of 3 and an intuition of 2. At plus 0 makes a total of 5.
5. With your difficulty of 2, that gives you a DOS of 3, which is a simple success. This is not a breached location. It is an unstable location, which is odd for being this far out into the countryside. It feels a little worse than it should, but it's not breached. All hell would be breaking loose if it were.
By the same token, does she seem to be? Do I feel like I'm in the presence of a shade demon face spirit? Anything like that?
You do not. There are no presences in this cellar that you are aware of.
Then I remain quiet and observe.
The people who are living and breathing.
Very good.
It does, however, not feel right.
Mm-hmm.
Something is off here, in that way that you would have known had you drawn better.
But something is off here is not the sort of quantifiable thing Nathaniel feels comfortable sharing with his companions. It's just a feeling. It's not evidence. There's no point.
Yes. Well, it is an intuition skill check, so. Who's going in first? If you wait, Isabella's going to get in there before you.
Yeah, I would wait for Maggie to.
I go.
All right.
Well, it's
You
fine.
go in. Isabella kind of strong arms her way into the line right after you so that she is following you in. And everyone else kind of comes in. The room is dark. It is full of wine barrels. And what Jack said was true. There's no light in here, although it looks like there are several candles that were brought in and extinguished. There is a woman dressed in white clothing. The dresses do not seem to be exactly her size, but they are, women's dresses of some quality. She is, the dress that she's wearing is singular. The dress that she's wearing is of some quality.
Does it look like a uniform?
Hmm?
Like a uniform?
No, it's a dress. It's an afternoon dress.
Okay.
It's just not hers.
It's not a habit.
Yeah.
It's a woman's afternoon dress. She's sitting in a corner with her back to you, and she's rocking a little bit. Not quite in the I'm insane and I'm thinking about all the people that I just murdered kind of rocking, but as in a I am uncomfortable and been left to my own devices for far too long kind of rocking. She does not say anything unless you approach her.
Okay. You feeling relaxed rocking back and forth that way?
I will allow you to make a presence and parlay test to give
Okay.
So you got to draw a card.
Okay, I'm drawing a card.
plus your parlay plus a card.
This is so bad.
Okay.
Big brother! Parlay.
I'm eating pie.
You eating pie. Oh god. Parlay.
I'd also let you use refinement if you have refinement. That's also perfectly okay.
Refinement?
Mm-hmm.
Refinement. Ooh, it's a 3. I pulled out a. Okay, huh?
And presents should be under aptitudes.
Presents.
Top right.
Okay. Oh, so 5 for presents and then a 3 for refinement.
You have a presence of 5?
What the
Maybe.
heck?
Okay, maybe I did this wrong. Oh no! 4? 3? I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
Draw your card.
that balanced your character. That's going to come out later when you're.
Yeah. I mean, if
Oh,
you have a
it's fine.
presence of 5, you just have nothing
One.
anywhere
I
else, pretty much.
forgot what I
Is there a
did.
limitation? How did you get a presence of 5? Is there a limitation of how many points you can
No, there's a
up to?
limitation on the skills, not the aptitudes.
Oh yeah, I'm
Alright,
sure.
You can raise aptitudes. It's just you have shortcomings in other areas.
Oh, presence. Yeah, no, I have reason of 5.
All right. Draw your card.
I pulled out a 2.
Oh, it's a
You don't
negative
do.
2, actually.
An 8 minus 2. That's still a 6. You know, all things said and done. So she is not startled by you. She feels comfortable with you. But the way that she acts is not sane. She turns to you and says, "Oh, wait a second. You're in Witchfinder Leathers, aren't you?" Okay. She
Oh.
turns to you and says, and she kind of scurries back along the floor. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Everything they're saying about me is a lie. I didn't do anything.
Okay,
Jessica
then tell me your story.
Jessica's gonna step around her to, and try to calm her down, and kind of be like, "Whoa, calm down. We just want to talk."
I will let you make a skill test for this. What would you like to give me an argument for what skill you're going to use?
This is why I stayed upstairs.
Because I'm gonna be like, we just want to talk. It's okay. Calm
If
down.
you are emotionally negotiating her, that would be parlay. If you are attempting to call upon her decorum, that would be refinement. If you are attempting to scare the crap out of her into shutting up, that would be command. If you're attempting to trick her into everything being okay, that would be guile. But
As much as I hate saying this because it's the lowest one of those things, but it is the one that I'm trying to go for, I'd be more parlay.
go for it.
So
Presence
I have
and parlay.
presence of 2, and my parlay is nothing. And I got a negative 2.
So that's a marginal success. Marginal success is like when you jump a chasm and hit the other side with your chest.
Yep. Ow.
It is like a sort of success, but not really. She
Barely.
no longer is throwing herself against the back wall, and she is now looking at you rather than the Witchfinder. But she is terrified, and she just continues to say, "I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything."
I will. Is this like a concrete floor?
Dirt.
What are we? Dirt. Oh man. All right, fine. I'll kneel down, but like moving my my skirt, so try not to get it dirty. And I'll say, so then tell me what happened.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
So you saw something, or
You don't get anything more out of her. She repeats those phrases like a mantra.
Can I?
Sometimes, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask a different question. Just be like, what was the last thing you did when you were out?
Oh.
Start off with an easy story.
Amelie found me.
Found you where?
She brought me food.
What kind of food?
She brought me mince pies.
Were they good?
I was so hungry, I don't remember.
Was she eating them with you?
No, she was kind.
She just watched you eat it.
And then she told them where I was.
One more time?
And then she told them where I was.
Ah.
Oh.
You get a little bit of asking her a question off topic, gives her this like pseudo moment of lucidity, but then she immediately launches back into this. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
can I do some like a mysteries check to see if I recognize this as anything like this. Just these periods of like
Crazy.
like between what they said happened, where she was like running through the streets, and where she's now. If you ask her a question unrelated, she seems fine.
Mysteries, no. I would give you a
Or-
medicine test. I would give anyone a medicine test.
That is up my alley. I just went to click on my dice roll.
Oh,
Oh, baby,
snap.
baby.
Oh, that's a big number.
That's
Your
probably
medicine-
going to be a remarkable degree of success.
Okay, your
Medicine
medicine
is-
is this was reason and medicine difficulty 4, but
Reason is 5, medicine is 2, so I have a 12. What's
So
Yeah.
you dissect her and put her back together.
That's a DOS of
Degree of
8.
success.
Boy.
okay, so that is a critical success. That is not just a remarkable success. That is an extraordinary success. So with that, this is a form of shell shock. She's obviously gotten into some sort of trauma. Someone did something to this woman, and she feels like it's her fault. And she is reliving that moment over and over again in her head. The other thing that you notice is that occasionally she's saying, I didn't do anything, I didn't do anything, I didn't do anything. And she's saying it to Jessica, but occasionally she's also saying it over her shoulder to nothing.
I will step forward. Miss, to whom are you speaking?
No one.
Sure, but do you know the nature of this no one? What type of no one?
I didn't.
What are your parents' names?
Albert. Juliana.
Albert and Juliana. Where do Albert and Juliana do Albert and Juliana live?
They live in Ipswich.
They live in Ipswich.
Again, you ask that kind of off-topic question, and you get this semi-moment of lucidity.
And then I followed up when, who have you been speaking to?
Make them stop talking.
I have to know who they are.
She goes back to that, and that becomes a new mantra that she starts saying. Make them stop talking. Make them stop talking.
Do we have an ability to sense something unnatural? Or no, that's not.
Oh, do the Fae people? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Learning as I go.
You can make an intuition check. Jonathan, what's your character's name again?
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel. Nathaniel has an ability where he can sense things that aren't right. But there's
Ooh.
nothing here now.
To calm her down, I want to say, I believe you. You didn't do anything.
Are you telling the truth?
So with my phantasm,
Wait, Maggie, are you telling the truth? He asked you. Do you
I'm
believe?
suspicious about the pie. So yeah, it's
What?
kind of.
I'm
about that pie. I'm a good detective.
Meanwhile, upstairs, there are 3 empty pie pans.
what?
Yeah, right.
I was not ready for the pie thing to come back. Oh my gosh! What I want to know,
It's so good.
my phantasm ability is I know I can affect a single one sense for like a minute,
Yes.
and make someone see, taste, hear. So, can
Are you
I?
seriously going to cause this woman on the border of insanity to hallucinate?
No, I was gonna say, can I make her hear silence? Like, can I make her hear silence for a moment?
He just jujitsu'd that shit.
Does that count as technically as
You're 2 for 2 on surprising Zeke.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going
You have to spend a point of ether to use it.
Yes, that's fine.
And it's a presence and guile test.
Yeah, my presence is 2 and my guile is 3.
The difficulty for this is a 3 because it's against her defense. But go ahead.
So that is a, what did I just say?
2 and
Presence
3 minus
5,
3.
so
You got a 2.
2. Yep.
I know it's weird. It's like most of it is adding 3 numbers together in a variety of different ways. This is actually 4 numbers.
Yeah.
It's still only 4 single-digit numbers.
I know it's like nothing. It's just a little bit different than what you're used to doing for like D&D. But anyway, yeah, and she looks audibly calmer, visibly calmer, and surprised, and she looks at you.
She says, Jessica will say, I can only make the voices stop for a moment. What do you remember? What happened to you?
I was at Hermitage, and there were animals. They circled the Hermitage, they watched me, and they tried to get in. At first, I just thought it might have been an animal or a rabid animal, and then there was something about its eyes that weren't right, and I ran, and something spoke to me as though it were on my shoulder. And the animals chased me, and I ran into town. I didn't care who saw. I didn't care. I needed to get away, and I hid. There is a cross in the stable, built into the architecture, and I sat in its shadow. I was there for, I don't even know how long. Until Amelie found me and brought me food.
Do you remember anything about the voice that spoke to you?
It wanted me to go somewhere.
Somewhere specific?
With it, I don't understand. There wasn't even a body to follow.
Did it seem like it would be a long journey or a short one? Somewhere near or far?
I don't know. I was really too scared to think about it.
The animal's eyes were strange. In what way? Were they too large, too small, facing different directions, the wrong color, too bright?
The wrong color? The wrong shimmer?
Do you know, could you describe the color? Does it fall within known colors?
It wasn't so much something I saw, so much as something I felt.
Have you ever had similar experiences, perhaps while growing up, where you think you saw or felt a thing that others insisted wasn't there?
No. But there were other voices. Not the one that told me to come with it, but there were other voices. There were thousands of them, begging me to help them. And they were terrified and angry. And they wouldn't be silent.
Do they seem to be blaming you for their terror?
Your phantasm runs out.
Boo! No.
Hey, we got more information than we had a minute ago, okay?
No, we got tons. Okay. At this point, I imagine I've finished my portion of pie, and both mine and Maggie's.
Pies, plural.
No, brother, do not eat the pies.
It's too late. I've already eaten the pies. These pies are getting eaten. as soon as we arrived here.
Wait, did you just say you drank my drink?
Yes, I did.
Brother.
Did they say that the strange animals all suddenly stopped being there? Because strange animals, pies.
It's Mad Cow.
Oh no.
Okay, so first thing I want to know is Daughtry still here?
He's sitting across the table from you.
Okay.
What do you say?
Well, did Clayton go downstairs with everyone else?
Clayton did. And for those of you who were paying attention, Clayton propped up the wall at the back and didn't really pay attention to what was going on.
Yeah, he was very unusual. So once I've finished everything, I'm going to push out my seat a little bit and be, well, I best go check on everyone. So, pardon my interruption.
Thank
I
you.
believe I will need the room. If you could give us some privacy, I'll be more than happy to go collect your son for you. But what I get up to, what I'm investigating, it's not something that the Lordship should be seeing.
I
You get
respect
my
your
meaning.
wishes, Master Witchfinder. He stands. He looks a little calmer than when you first walked in. There's less indignance,
Yeah,
but there's still a great deal of concern and fear and anxiety, and he's trying to hide it under this like visual mask of calm that
yeah.
doesn't really work.
So I'm gonna put a hand on his shoulder and guide him out of the inn. I'm gonna put a hand out to the sisters. One moment. And I'm gonna lead him out. And I close the door behind me.
You
And I
have a
said-
brief moment where you can talk to the sisters before the rest of the party ascends.
I will. So what do you think of Mr. Daughtry and his son Clayton?
Clayton is rumored to be. He's rumored to have attempted to have bed every woman in the town and failed. He's not what I would call a good Christian child. And his family is not known for the fairness or generosity that he seems to think it is.
Oh, I see. Thank you very much, sisters. If you will join Mr. Daughtry outside, I'd like to have the room. I'll be sending his son out host.
Mother Seraphina looks a little disturbed at having to wait outside.
My apologies, Mother. I noticed this disturbance. I say my apologies, Mother. But I'll get up to some ghastly business when I'm doing my investigations. And I'd rather you
Isabella
not
actually
see
get
it.
upstairs now that I'm thinking about it. It's just Mother Seraphina that's up.
Okay, well, I'm telling Mother Seraphina, I'm telling her, I'll get up some right ghastly business when I'm doing my investigations. And I'd rather you not see it.
Thank you for being here and for helping us.
My pleasure.
If you need to stay and would find the accommodations more fitting to your desires, we do have a dormitory, usually just for women, but there is a section that has just been remodeled that doesn't have anyone living in it. We would offer it to you during your stay if you'd like to stay at the convent.
Oh, that sounds just fine, sister. I'd love to bunk with Nathaniel. Now then, let's go out this way. Apologize. I'll be out in a moment.
She walks out. She's a little hesitant to be kind of pushed out the door, but she follows your instructions.
All right. First thing, Clayton gets upstairs.
Yeah.
Is he the first one up?
No,
Or is it no?
he wouldn't be.
Okay,
Clayton's
is he at the-
following along?
Is he at the back?
Probably, yes.
Okay.
As a past Clayton, is there anything to notice about? You said he had a limp.
He's not limping. He's hung over.
Yeah, he's messed up.
Got it. Does he smell like he's hungover too?
Yes. He's got that smell of someone who really attempted to bathe and put on his best efforts, but the reek of alcohol on his breath is just something you can't cover up.
as you guys come upstairs, my compatriots, I trust we had a fruitful investigation.
Yes.
I guess
Master
now's a
Witchfinder?
good time to ask as any. Does what she described with the voices and the thousands of voices and everything sound like anything that I have ever heard of before?
That is not a normal occurrence. Shades usually do not come by the dozen. Demons or anything that would actually be speaking, like as a real entity, do not usually appear in that quantity.
So it's
Well,
not
point of
only
order, this might be
unusual, but
helpful.
more unusual than usual.
Jessica, do you know at this point that I am a medium? How long have we been rolling together here?
It is your choice.
I'm asking. Yeah. So, Jessica,
I don't know.
if you
I
know that
feel like-
Nathaniel's a medium, you could ask him about the presence of shades.
I feel like we've been rolling together for maybe a couple of months.
If they are initiates, will we have received like a docket on them with
Yes,
like skill
you would
sets?
know.
Okay,
You-
so
oh, yeah.
I'm gonna bring everybody in. I'll be like, right then,
The two Witchfinders would know everyone's gifts.
family hustle.
Cool.
Nathaniel, you sense anything down there?
Nothing to speak of. No identifiable. No.
She
Any
seemed
other? Oh, go ahead.
she seemed odd. She kept saying, "Make them stop talking. Make them stop talking." That was really all. That and that she didn't. She was insistent that she didn't do anything. I don't know what. But I gave her a brief moment of silence from the voices, and we were able to glean some information.
She was
Excellent,
unable
excellent.
to articulate what she was speaking to either.
Hmm.
So
And you
Actually,
just
I'm going to give you a piece of information because of your DOS 8.
yes.
I'm- you guys are really good. What she is going through almost smacks a little about what you went through when you recognized your ability. You felt a little crazy. The difference is, if you felt that many presences in the room, it would make a lot of sense. You would think that she was a medium or charismatic or something supernatural, had some sort of ability from some sort of blood lineage that manifested. But there was nothing in the room, and she suffered some sort of trauma. There's a lot of moving pieces to this. You don't really know how to put them together, but it does smack you as a familiar feeling.
I wasn't able to observe anything. The area slightly compromised in general, perhaps, but that's
I'm gonna need you to give me the
related
short version, Nathan.
to the there doesn't seem to be anything there, but she's behaving very much as if she's first learning that there are things there. If that makes sense. It would have manifested by this age, though, if she had the same observant sensitivities as I.
Well, not all of it makes sense, but that's a job, isn't it? My dear sister, have you come across anything?
We need to figure out what those damn animals are. She was talking about seeing the strange animals.
She also mentioned that like hundreds and hundreds of hurt and angry voices were begging for help.
Oh, and Amelie is the
Jack's daughter.
gentleman's daughter. Is we should
Right.
likely speak with her,
Mm-hmm.
unless we already have.
Absolutely, but I want you all to do one more thing first. I just figured out that Clayton is the son of Mr. Daughtry.
I'm sorry, who's Clayton?
He's the,
The
one that
limping
he's the one that smells like
The
too
hungover
much
fellow.
like last night.
Yes.
What I want you to do is head on back downstairs and ask our little victim what she thinks of Clayton. And I'm going to stay up here And I'm going to ask Clayton a couple questions myself.
We can certainly try. Does anyone know where we can find the daughter, though? Or Amelie?
I'll get us a meeting with the
questioning?
daughter.
I also still want to look at that circle.
Well,
Oh.
we've met one child in town. Excuse me, Jack, was it? Jack? Jack?
Jack,
that his name,
yes,
Jack?
yes. That's me. What can I do for you?
Jack, where is your daughter?
Probably in the stables. Do you need her?
Okay. Yeah, I thought as much. Thank you.
Wait. In the what does she look like?
Miss Jessica, we need to
Right, you guys sort that out.
Witchfinder sent us.
I'm going to go have a chat with my good friend Clayton. And I throw an arm around Clayton. Come on, let me buy you a drink.
I want to look at the table and see if he drank my drink.
I did.
I'm gonna go up to him and slap him upside the head. What did I just tell you before I went down to go see Isabella?
Oh, Jack, could you get my sister another one? I'm thirsty.
So you can drink that one too.
Jessica's looking at Nathaniel like, how did we get paired with these two? What is happening here?
So,
There's not too many witchfinders to choose from. I kind of took who they would be.
well, who's going downstairs? Who's going to the stables to talk to Amelie? And Witchfinder Star is talking to Clayton.
Well, I respect the authority of the Witchfinder Star. He told me to go down and talk
I
to
want
him.
to talk to Amelie, but I guess he said to go downstairs. So
Witchfinder Cannon, what are you doing?
You technically don't have to listen to me because you don't rank me.
Oh, you're of equal rank.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I want to see who else seen the strange animals. It's like if anyone has claimed to seeing a strange animal.
You're going to go out onto the street? People are kind of making their way into the town at the setting sun.
Oh.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Maybe that's when the strange animal comes out.
Might
We
be.
never asked when she saw it. That would have been helpful.
No, but I'm gonna ask Clayton a couple questions about
Yeah.
All right.
things.
Ask
Quick
your-
time out, point of order.
Alright.
Just Zeke, because I don't know if we ever actually even discussed this. But yeah, we usually take a break at halftime for giveaway. So whenever you feel the proper time is for that,
Ooh.
narratively.
So let's
just make sure.
finish this scene in this particular
No.
place, and then
All
before we
good.
go on to the
Whenever you naturally transition into it.
Okay,
all
yeah.
good.
All right.
So
So
are we going just us, the two apprentices, down back to talk to her? And
well, I mean, that's almost better because she's terrified of witchfinders. I'm not going down there. She's never going to speak again.
I'm gonna have my drink now.
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right, Robin, what are you saying to Clayton?
I-
He looks mortified that you have your arm around him.
I get him a drink and I go in real close and I'm like, so I hear tell, and all this stuff went down around your dad's property. You wouldn't have been able to see anything like that now, would you?
I saw the fire when it
Yeah?
when it came down. He's scared of you, but that's not unusual. People
No,
are
this
terrified
is
of stars.
this is my wheelhouse. If he wasn't afraid of me, I'd know something was up.
It came right out of the sky, and it just landed there. It didn't even burn anything else. It just maybe a couple seconds and it was gone. Left a giant circle of ash.
Oh, Clay, what do you like to do for fun around here? Can I call you Clay?
Sure, sir. This is Wantage. This isn't London. There's nothing fun to do in Wantage.
Well, I heard tell you're a bit of a ladies' man. No, wait, I don't know that. Never mind. No, wait, I do know that because the sister told me. Okay, yeah. I heard tell you're a bit of a ladies' man. Will be good pickings around here. I give him a little wink, nudge.
Not so much. And my father tells me that I'm not allowed to consort with people outside my station.
Must be tough out here. Still,
Sure.
they got all those sisters out there at a convent. Hadn't seen a man in years. I imagine you must get out there every now and then.
Master Witchfinder, nuns are celibate.
I'm well aware, son. But everybody gives in to temptation every now and then. You wouldn't know anything about that now, would you? You're a good boy.
You.
Can I intimidate him a little bit to see if that gets a reaction out of him when I'm just like,
Go
no,
for it. That's it's presence and command. Your difficulty
All right.
to intimidate him would be 2.
my command is 3 and my presence is 3. And I get a bonus 3. I own this boy.
He cowers in his chair a little bit.
Just add it to the party.
I said, you all good boy, ain't you, Clay?
I don't know what you mean by good. I haven't broken any laws, Master Witchfinder.
No, of course not. I mean, in general shenanigans. I was young too once.
I haven't.
All right, boy, all right. Swallow, drink your drink. You're gonna be all right.
Father says I drink too much.
It's important to know your limits. You're growing already. All right, now I'm gonna let you go outside and say hello to your dad.
He leaves really fast. And he gives you this look, but the fear flashes like an anger rage, which then flashes back to fear. He just has no idea how to feel about your presence here. But he just wants to get out of this room as fast as he possibly can.
I'm gonna keep a close eye on that boy.
He's out the front door without looking back.
Yeah, that's...
The two of you are downstairs, and you are with Sister Julia. Jack opens the door again. Looks like in your absence, Jack has brought her a blanket that she has wrapped herself in.
Oh, good. And kind of on the way down, I'm gonna ask Nathaniel. Do we have anything else to ask other than the Clayton thing? Is there anything else we should?
I suppose if we're asking her opinion of people, we might as well ask her opinion of others. Did she ever find anything strange about Amelie or Jack or the
For pacing,
sir?
I'm going to tell you, unless you use Phantasm again, you're not going to get a whole lot out of her. How much ether has your character got?
2, and I used 1.
Girl, you burned that ether.
I'm not burning the ether at both ends, dang it.
I'm going to approach her.
Okay.
I'm not going to touch anything. Young lady, I very much understand what you're experiencing right now. I believe. As much as one sentient being can understand the experience of another, but I'm saying that I feel I've had a very similar experience. Mine, I think, came earlier in my life, but as you begin to accept the truths that your senses are telling you, and approach them as empirical evidence, they have less control over you. Perhaps you can shift your focus back to here. Where did you grow up, miss?
She rolls out of the blanket and on her knees clings to you by grabbing at your trousers. You can make them stop.
You can make them stop.
Can you make them stop?
You can make them stop if you acknowledge them.
This could go on forever.
Have you asked their name? ask their names.
She looks at Jessica. She looks at you pleadingly.
No! Stop!
She lets go of Nathaniel's trousers and kind of like turns to you as though he just asked her to murder someone or do like jump off a bridge. Something terrible. Please help me.
Oh, God.
Miss, if you can learn their names, sometimes you can make them stop.
I feel like I almost have to do some sort of check to see if I can. I guess it would be a composure, like, or something to see if I can maintain or resist the urge to.
I'm not going to force you, but will and composure would be what you'd roll. Would you like me to give you a difficulty based on her presence?
That's listen. Around here we like to make things harder on ourselves than they have to be. So
This is how we roll.
This is how we draw.
this is how we draw. Yeah.
I'm going to give you her presence and parlay. I guess she's begging you, so that's negotiation.
Okay.
You know what? Temptation.
Okay. So what am I testing?
Playing upon your deeper fears. So
Okay.
you can give me a will and composure, and your difficulty would be a 4.
All right. I might be able to do this because my will is 4 and my composure is 2.
So you're at a 6. -4 is 2, and then you draw a card.
Boom! Is it upside down?
It's upside down. It's a 1.
It doesn't really matter because a 1 is a 1, but
Your self-imposed test, you succeed.
she's like she's still like and she's gonna just kind of lean on the Nathaniel thing. She's going to say, I think that he can help you get rid of them permanently, whereas I can only stop it for a moment.
Clarify, I'm not necessarily get rid of them, but make them less of a disruption. Getting rid of them is more the Witchfinder's specialty.
They're not in my head.
No, they are not. But they are begging for your attention. And perhaps if you acknowledge them, learn their names, sometimes they're less hostile.
Confused and in a state of semi-lucidity. I'll give you one question while she is capable of answering you.
The one I wanted you to ask and why I sent you down there.
We've been trying to get her.
We're trying to get her receptive to a question, okay? So yes. Now, if she looks receptive, then what is your opinion of Clayton, the Sir's son?
Sir Alexander has a son?
Glad we wasted that.
I mean, the drunk gentleman who was in here earlier.
I don't know Clayton.
He's never made any inappropriate advances towards you?
Well, you shocked her again.
Damn straight.
Good going, Nathaniel.
No.
He has a reputation of being a bit uncouth. Wanted to be sure he wasn't.
She looks confused, but her lucidity quickly fades. Although she does say they're not here to talk to. Not now.
We are here to talk to them.
She didn't say you. She said they.
Yeah, and I said we are here to talk to them.
Oh.
He's swing and a
Nathaniel's
miss.
like, I know what you said. I know what you freaking said.
Just trying stuff.
She begins to draw crosses in the dust.
All right.
Okay.
What are the walls like
That's all
in
I got.
this room?
It's a cellar. I mean,
So
they're
it's like-
partially earth and partially wood plank.
Yeah, just slightly
A lot of the room
supported.
is filled with wine. I mean, there's a lot of storage stuff down here, mostly in barrels. They didn't bother to move it. They just kind of tossed her in here.
It's a loosely fortified hole.
Can I take like a knife? Do I have a knife? I don't know if I have a knife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I take out a knife and actually carve a cross into one of the wooden planks, like right
Yeah.
next to where she is,
Totally can do that.
so that it's a little more permanent than her crosses in the dust? Maybe it'll make it feel a little better. I don't know.
Yes, you can do that. And
Okay.
it does seem to grant her some degree of calm.
Okay. Good. Good.
Back up top, Witchfinder Cannon. You have exited the building and are going outside to do some exploration.
I thought you were having a drink because I wanted to talk to you.
Oh, I
Yeah, I was
apologize.
having a
just-
drink.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Good.
Sorry.
I thought she was looking for people that knew about the animals.
Oh no. But did you decide to have a drink? Or what?
Yeah, I was just gonna go ahead and just wait for everybody.
Okay.
Well,
Well, where are you having your drink? Because I want to talk to you.
back at our table.
All right. I go sit back down at the table. All right, sis. You want down there? Now, is the crazy a result of the isolation or a symptom? Or the cause of the isolation or symptom?
She said that when she saw the eyes of the creature, she got a strange feeling.
That's interesting. We've been blessed with accommodation up at the convent. Daniel and I'll have separate. And you and Jessica can stay up with the nuns. If we were to take this girl into custody, how would you feel about you and Jessica looking after her for the night?
I don't mind it.
I'm thinking it's important to separate her from the circumstances. Make sure the circumstances are not the cause.
Process of elimination. Let's get started then.
All right then, let's go collect our cohorts.
One thing, brother.
Yes?
We should probably backtrack to the last thing she remembers.
And you're going to have plenty of time with her all night.
No, I'm talking about the scene. See if there's anything there.
Well, I don't plan on getting a little sleep. So maybe Nathaniel and I'll go for a late night walk.
Go check out the stable? Was that it? Or the
The
cross was that?
Hermitage.
The Hermitage? Alright.
It's okay, I got all these notes.
Yeah. I relayed those notes to him.
Yeah. Right. So Nathaniel and I'll go for a moonlit walk together. You two can spend the night with the crazy girl. See if she's actually as crazy as they say.
You're letting
Sounds like
Sister
fun.
Isabella take you to the convent.
And I request that their... I already forgot this girl's name. I didn't write it down.
Amelie?
Amelie?
Amelie.
Not Amelie, the girl in the basement.
Oh,
Isabella.
Sister Julia.
So
Sister
Sister Julia.
Isabella is the,
Oh.
the
Yes, the same one.
I request that Julia be remanded to the Witchfinder Cannon's custody.
Who are you requesting this to?
I am requesting this to Isabella and Jack and everyone else in the building.
Jack looks happy.
Yeah. I imagine you're excited to get your cellar back.
I didn't think it was just that's where they put her.
In-depth investigation Sometimes we got to separate the circumstances from the phenomenon.
How long ago did she act like that again?
I'm sorry?
How long ago?
3 days. She was missing for a little bit. Sir Alexander didn't talk about that part, but when she ran through the city, she was missing for a couple of days. Amelie found her in the stables. She hadn't eaten, and I don't know, 2 days maybe, two and a half. So,
How was the pie?
the mince pie is the same pie I gave to you.
No, I'm asking like how my character. How was it when I ate it?
It was tasty. I mean,
It was good. It was good.
not as good as you get in London, but you know.
Yeah, no, not as good as I get in London, but I mean, it's like that thing where it's rustic and it reminds you of like, you know, coming in from a cold day and your mom gives you a mincemeat pie. So it takes me back. It was a good pie, though.
Does she have anyone that she's closest with here?
Sister Julia.
Maybe just Sister Julie can help her calm down when we talk to her.
Wait.
Familiar face. Oh, no.
Who close?
I'm talking about the crazy lady. Sorry.
That's
Crazy
Sister
Lady's
Julia
Julia.
is the crazy lady.
Yeah, okay, so I'm asking about, like, who's closest to Julia. Sorry. I'm mixing these names.
Mom, I'm not particularly aware of what goes on up at the convent. I don't know. I'd never seen Sister Julia prior to them bringing her here.
All right. Well, we're going to get you your cellar back for the night. And we'll see if we got to use it again in the morning.
I will say,
Jack.
as soon as
Business is
we
business.
go to leave from where Sister Julia is currently, Jessica will hand Nathaniel a handkerchief because the girl grabbed him, so she'll hand him a handkerchief so that he can wipe himself off.
I'm all right, thank you.
At that point, before you guys even make it up the stairs, Robin goes to the top of the stairs and like stomps on the top stair. Right then, suspect is to be remanded to our custody and to spend the night with Jessica and our good friend witch hunter Elizabeth.
Wait, the step out where?
The step at the top of the stairs to the cellar.
Oh, the only
Yeah,
person down there is Sister Julia right now.
Well, no, before they even come up, I go to the top of it so they don't come up and leave her behind just to let them have to collect her now.
So, you move around. I'm pacing, so I'm moving you along through this adventure.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're exiting the Fat Friar, and Sir Alexander is out there. Mother Seraphina has gone, and Clayton is gone, so it's just him.
Okay. Right then, suspect's going to be remanded to our custody. We're going to spend the night at the convent, and then we're going to take another look around at the phenomenon. Sound good?
Are you sure that it's wise to? I'm sure you know what you're doing. Yes, of course.
Indeed, we do, sir.
I would offer you rooms in my home if you need a place to stay for the evening.
All said, sir. I think it's best that we stick to some holy ground for the night. With the tenuous circumstances we've done put ourselves into for the safety of your town. I wouldn't want to put your home at risk.
Understood. But it is an open invitation.
Are we present for this conversation?
I imagine you guys are around because you.
Yeah, everyone's here.
Yeah.
And are you speaking with Jack or?
I'm
Sir
speaking
Alexander.
with. Yeah, Sir Alexander.
With Sir Alexander.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Nathan, you and I were going to be bunkmates tonight. Now,
Do you, Master Witchfinder, do you think it might be perhaps wise to observe Sir Alexander's estate as some of the Pontus events, such as the Pillar of Fire, seem to have been focused in that location?
oh, why, Nathaniel? We must remember our place is not our place to come out here and spy on a good governing folk of this small town.
I of course
It
do not
is
mean
if it
to
affects
imply-
the investigation.
Okay, massive winks here, people.
I of course
You.
I know.
did not mean to imply. I I'm certain Sir Alexander would not have invited us here if he had anything to hide.
Well, we wouldn't want to impose, and it's best if we have the suspect on holy ground. Wouldn't you agree?
I will, of course, defer to your wisdom, Master Witchfinder.
Now, Jessica, I know you'd like to stay in some fancy establishment. I'm sure Mr. Daughtry's got a fine home.
It does sound quite lovely. I bet the rooms are just
Every time he
magnificent.
says Mr. Daughtry, I cringe.
You're supposed
What?
to call him Sir Alexander. It's true. He's
Yeah.
not correcting you.
Yeah, but that's fine.
I-
This
With
is
my upbringing,
It's on-
it's physically
It's on
painful
brand
to me
for
to hear
the
this.
character. It
it's
is-
100% on brand. But I'm gonna need you to give my dear sister a hand with the suspect.
What?
I'm sure you would not want to leave this poor girl.
No comment.
Very well. So let's make our way to the convent.
To be clear, I was saying Nathaniel cringes every time you say that.
Yeah.
It's a 10 or 12 minute ride by horse
Okay.
up the road to the top of the hill where the convent is. Sister Isabella is leading, and you're following her, and she's kind of explaining the nature of the convent and what's happening.
Mhm.
When we first arrived here, it's 12 years now. We found the monastery in utter ruins and have been rebuilding portions of it. There are sections of it that are still roofless, without windows, and basically ruins. But the parts that we've accomplished are quite nice. We have a refectory for eating, and a dormitory for sleeping, and of course we have our worship space, the sanctuary. The bishops came in from London to consecrate the altar with the holy relic that we keep, and it's gone on quite smoothly for us. There's a portion that seems to have been tainted by some sort of Pontus event long before we got here.
Oh, well, that's interesting. What kind of taint?
Well, no one goes there. It's pre-existent, long before we came. It might even exist prior to the Reformation. It's difficult to say. It's just cold.
Well, I'd love for you to be able to show me the area. You can stay away, but maybe we'll do it at a more respectable hour.
Yes. And of course, this is the Hermitage, she says as you pass the Hermitage.
Ah, perfect.
Sister, if I may be so bold as to interrupt your sister, are there any local contemporary accounts, preferably written, from the time of the Pontus event in question?
Well, I mean, as you know, the previous incarnation of the monastery was led by the magisterium. So nothing survives.
No local lore of the occurrence.
There's a lot of local lore about what this place did. Mostly farming stories about black masses and devil worship and everything that they've said about what we do at the convent and more. They didn't take kindly to the concept of monastics and have told all sorts of rumors about what possibly were being done up here.
Nothing but pontification of idle minds with nothing more to do than rumor about. I'm certain.
So no, is the answer.
No. But I'm happy to show you the Hermitage or the cold place on our way to the
Absolutely.
dormitories.
No, at a much more respectable hour. For now, the sun is setting. It's best us get our rest, get an early start on the next day.
All right. You are shown to your dormitories.
All right.
That is a good place to break for a bio break and or a
Yeah.
giveaway.
And
Absolutely.
a giveaway. Oh, okay. That's all right. So
Give away.
I'm going to
those
take
of you
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Yes, we'll have about a 15-minute break. But first, want to show you what we're giving away here. Hold on, I can't use screens with these gloves or the trackpad or anything. Okay. Once again, remind you that what we're giving away today is Elderwood Academy miniature dice hex chest. This one is a black. I think this is like the purple heart, whatever. You know, if you click down
It's a moon.
if you click down in the panels, no, I'm saying the wood.
Okay.
The wood, you jackass.
Damn.
Purple hardwood. I'm saying it's not painted. Like this is the actual color of the wood.
Right.
That is dope. So check out their website down below. And if you want to win this, type Pontus, Pontus, in the chat.
I'm so glad
right
that's what I was
now.
sitting here thinking, hoping that you were going to do.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, right? So type Pontus in the chat if you want to be eligible to win this. We will be back in approximately 15, 20 minutes.
Yep.
Depending on which ad reel is cute. Or not ad reel, break reel. We're not doing ads anymore. They're not even worth the money, honestly. Fuck them. No more ads. You get the pre-rolls, that's it. Don't worry about it.
You don't have to watch ads. You get pure content.
That's what you get at Mercs at Mischief.
Straight to
we
the
don't want
dome.
ads. Fuck them.
Fuck the ads. All right, we'll be back. Type Pontus, Pontus, in the chat to get in on the giveaway. Go to break.
Jonathan, you're muted.
We can't
Sorry.
hear you.
Hey! Congratulations to Colin DM, our winner, who will be winning the miniature dice chest of this beautiful, deep, dark wood, which I don't know the name of it. And it has many dice. So wherever you go, you will be able to make dark decisions.
Does that one
with the
smell
usage of
good? A lot
dice.
of them smell very good.
Oh, this one does have a little bit of a nice woody smell to it. So you'll be enjoying that. Ooh. I'm sorry. Don't worry. I didn't like touch my lips to it or anything, Colin. But we'll hit you up with a whisper.
or does that make it more desirable?
It's been blessed with the kiss of Kashano.
No, I'm Nathaniel tonight. So yeah, we'll get in touch with you. We'll get to that shipping information and get this shipped out to you as soon as possible. And for anyone who didn't win tonight, which is everybody except for Colin, tune in on Sunday, because as you can see right now, we're giving away our giveaway for our 600 followers.
Yep.
But we're actually over 700. So we got to do another one on Sunday.
We're gonna do
And there
another
will be-
one.
What will be the giveaway on Sunday?
We've got these amazing leather-bound spell books for spell cards. We've got a red one, we've got a green one, and with them, you're also going to get some custom tokens and some of these, custom currency for D&D.
Yep. And we are only 70 away from another giveaway. So tell all your friends, and we can do another one on Monday. Let's keep this train a rolling.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so there's that.
All right.
All
Ready to
right.
play now?
All right.
Yep. I'm just gonna shuffle up my cards over here. Oh, I'll mute while I.
So there's the Hermitage that you just passed is kind of the first building in a complex that takes up most of the top of the hill. Most of the places in the middle have been ill-used or unused or abandoned, or lie in various states of ruin, and the ground over the last several hundred years has been completely retaken by nature. This is a pretty thick overgrowth, forested area between the Hermitage and the actual cleared out area where people are living and worshiping and doing nun things.
Mhm.
So when strange animals leap out of the underbrush to attack you, you don't really see it coming.
Oh.
We're going to do combat.
Okay.
This requires initiative.
I'm
So
so excited.
deal yourself 4 initiative cards off the top of your deck, and then take the worst card, the lowest card, and discard it. If you do manage to deal yourself the doom card, you are not allowed to get rid of it.
Okay, so my lowest is -5.
Okay, so you get rid of that.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
good.
pretty rough.
You should be able to display the rest of your cards. I do not have to show you my cards.
Well, I mean, if you
Show
just
me your cards. Show me your cards, huh? Wait, hold on. My OCD is kicking in. I need to put these in order numerically.
Sorry, my lowest was a -4, and I discarded that. I forgot I was muted again.
My lowest was a -5.
I had a negative
If you have a
5.
method to display your cards.
We do. Everyone
We have
should
a
have
thing.
method to display their cards here.
Is it-
Maggie, did you not get yours in the mail?
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Oh,
Oh my lord! Look at her initiative.
Man, what the
Yeah,
hell,
that's
Maggie?
insane. Look
You
at
knew-
that's on par for Nathaniel. I feel like.
I just can't wait till I get to the group of all the negatives if it's going like this. Like, I'm trying to shuffle. I can't shuffle cards.
Well,
for shit.
luckily we reshuffle. Don't we reshuffle between
Yeah.
rounds?
So
Yeah,
that
no,
you
I'm
know,
like shuffling throughout. I'm just like, oh gosh. Okay, anyways.
initiative goes highest to lowest. So the highest card is going to go first. For this group, it's going to be the 5. But keep in mind, anytime someone does anything to your character or in your character's zone of control, which is about 2 arms reaches in any direction, you can react to that action. You can react to someone operating as a team if they're an ally. You can react to someone attacking you by responding. It takes a card to discard to react. It takes your highest cards to act sequentially. You can also flip 2 cards to interrupt, making all play stop. You go immediately. On your turn, you get a move, which is you move a zone 12, 15 feet-ish. It's more narrative. You get a maneuver, which is anything that does not require a skill test. There are a couple standard maneuvers, such as aim, which makes it so that you don't get a penalty with ranged weapons. Very important. You cannot aim if something is inside your zone of control, because they're moving, getting in your way, that sort of thing. You are at a -2 to use ranged weapons if you do not aim. You can take a sidestep, which closes off one of your avenues of attack, meaning fewer things can attack you at once. You can take cover, which probably is not going to help you against animals, but if someone were shooting at you, that would be a very wise thing to do. You can take cover against melee attacks, but it closes off one of your avenues of attack to attack your opponent too, so it's kind of double-edged. Or you can use a maneuver for anything, like open a door, or pick up something from the ground, or equip a weapon. And then an action is anything that you do requires a skill test. So move, maneuver, action. If you react, you do not get a maneuver. And if you are wounded, you never get maneuvers again, so don't get wounded.
Yeah, this is a good advice.
I believe we kind of skipped over equipment in our character creation session.
Ruh-roh.
We have weapons and stuff?
If you are a Witchfinder, you have a Witchfinder Backblade, which is a melee weapon with a potency of 3. It is a sword. It will have the weapon condition bleeding.
Ooh.
You will also have a pistol, which I can't tell you off the top of my head.
Okay.
I will actually have to look up.
Well,
Pistol.
I'm gonna want to fire it. So.
Goodness gracious.
I'm gonna want to fight that.
Here we go.
A revolver
Here
has
we
a
go.
potency of 3. It has a reach of short range, and the condition for the revolver is bleeding.
Okay.
For
So,
those of us who are non-witchfinders,
would you like a sword cane?
I feel like I would have a sword cane.
I feel like I would probably not have a sword.
That is exactly what I wanted. Thank you.
Do cannons and stars receive the same equipment?
Yes.
Okay.
Some cannons don't carry guns because, they're lethal, and some of them have moral grievances with that.
As
Others
opposed to
don't.
the kind, loving swords.
But you're issued the same equipment.
Yeah.
The cannon
Sword
just
cane
throws
is-
theirs in a dumpster somewhere. I'm like, nah, I'm
It
good.
has a weapon condition of bleeding and a reach of close.
Nice.
I feel like
Jessica,
I
what
would
would
not
you
have
like
a
to
sword cane.
Huh?
I wouldn't have a sword cane, but I have a police background and I'm a private investigator, so
A truncheon.
yeah, probably.
Truncheon has a potency of 2, a condition of dazed, and a reach of close. If you want to be swanky, the female equivalent of a sword cane is a parasol.
Oh yes, that.
Parasol.
Yes.
Sold.
This is perfect.
This is on brand.
which would have a potency of 2, a condition of bleeding, and a reach of close.
Okay. So the only thing, it's just bleeding instead of dazed.
Okay.
Oh, yes. I'm excited now. I'm much excited.
You just like thrust it up and pull it down, and the parasol makes it float, so you have it laid out.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm
We're
so
not
excited.
technically surprised by the rules that define surprised in the game, which are debilitating in Clockwork. So you can draw weapons prior to initiative. So whatever you want to have out, you can have out.
Yes, I've drawn my sword cane. I have. Is there any advantage to two-handed fighting, or would that be disadvantage if I had the sheath, the cane part in one hand, and the sword in the other?
The game doesn't treat it as any different.
Okay.
So
I would have my parasol out.
you don't get more attacks a turn because you are carrying more stuff.
No additional defense or anything, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Robin's pistol out. It's like hunting back on the Dark Continent.
I think there's actually a mastery ability where if you are carrying something in your offhand, you can get armor for it.
Interesting.
No.
But no, you wanted to be a medium.
Dang.
Okay,
Had to have a reason for you to bring me along.
so combat is happening. You hear a mix of brush sounds coming through. The trail is about 2 horses wide, so it's not insignificantly large. It might be 10 or 12 feet. It's laden with pea gravel with a little bit of overgrowth growing through it. And then the trees around here are very dense. They have never been cut down ever. It's like virgin forest. And some of the trees are thick. And there are some thinner trees kind of growing around them. And there's some space kind of outside of the path. A lot of thinner trees are growing on the path because there's light here. As you go into the forest, there's a lot more underbrush and a lot more space. But it makes it so it's very difficult to see. Anything that you're attacking in the brush is going to have light cover. You will have light cover from anything that attacks you from the brush. Except the animals don't have ranged weapons, so, not going to come up.
Okay.
First attack is going to go to the NCs unless someone is going to double flip.
Huh?
You can flip 2 cards. You can discard 2 initiative cards to interrupt and go immediately at any point in time. Even
I will
Oh my
not
god.
allow
Robin.
these people to be harmed on my mission.
Okay. Basically, on its turn, hold on, I have to discard. You're interrupting him, but I'll know so that you can see what you're doing. There is a stag that is slightly larger than what you think it should be, and it just leaps out of the brush immediately at you in a way that stags don't do, unless they were rabid and angry.
Okay.
And it is making a sound with its mouth that is wholly unnatural.
All
It
right.
almost sounds like a shrieking child.
Hmm.
It is lowering its rack to attack the Witchfinder star specifically. And you have interrupted, so it doesn't get to do what it's going to do. What are you going to do?
All right. Well, I will not allow harm to come to these people who are in our care, because that's going to be a black mark on this team for the rest of our lives.
Because
No.
you're interrupting, you can shoot it before it gets into your zone of control.
I'm going to turn the horse sideways, pull out my pistol, make a shot. And we're like, that rock's going to look lovely on my new house.
So your maneuver will be spent to aim.
Okay.
You are allowed to aim because you are interrupting before it enters your zone of control.
Very well.
Your action is a shot. This is a grace and firearms check.
Grace and firearms. Perfect.
Your his physical defense is a 5, so that is your difficulty.
Okay. I have a firearms of 3, I have a grace of 2, and I pulled a 4.
So you have a 9 minus 5. You have a degree of success of 4. That is a remarkable success. You shoot it, guns bypass guard, so its guard doesn't matter. You wound it. Your remarkable success means that you can place a condition on it. You draw the potency of your weapon in cards and choose a condition from one of those cards. Or you may use the condition on the weapon itself, which I believe is bleeding.
Yes. Okay, I got fatigued, disoriented, and dazed.
Fatigued will make it lose initiative cards, which this early in the combat can be a big deal.
I'm gonna go with I'm a fatigue it. Let's go with fatigue.
Okay. It had the drop on you, but your lightning fast Witchfinder reflexes lower the gun and shoot it just as it's leaping into the air to attack you. Your bullet goes through the muscles that control its legs, which cause the blood to splurt, and it lands just at the foot of your horse, but it's seated unnaturally. It's not standing the way it should. You've done something to it.
Awesome. Oi, Knight, I got you a new science experiment.
And what you've done is he has to discard a card. It does still get an attack on you, but since it's wounded, it is now at a -2.
A couple questions.
Oh!
Fuck.
So this means it's doomed, right?
No.
Okay.
When the Doom card is drawn, you basically have the total amount of corruption in the scene, which takes into account all the PCs, all the corruption on the NPCs, and the corruption on the land itself.
Okay.
The stability of the area.
Sorry, guys.
Cause the severity of the Doom card.
So we dead.
So, well, first of all, he fails. He doesn't actually do this.
Oh, good.
Never mind what I was.
For the sake of normally I would just make this up as I go, but I'm going to use the table in the book.
For the sake of this being probably the first exposure a lot of our viewers are having to the game,
let's use the table in the book.
let's use the table.
Jonathan, please draw a card from your deck and tell me the percentile number on the top right corner.
You've heard us say the Pontus rises. This
That
is
is
the
the
Pontus
8.
rising.
Big 8s. Oof.
So I rode up and shot this thing, and then all hell broke loose.
If I turn this way, it actually looks like one of the fans that.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's great.
All didn't do it. All was me. It was coming right at me. I was supposed to shoot it.
Okay. So, Nathaniel, I'm going to let you to react to this and to give me a medium check, if you so desire.
Okay. You said that was what was the check? What was
All
the?
right. If you need to spend a card, I recommend getting rid of your -3. You're reacting to this scenario.
Okay. So I'm going to burn this card to reaction, and the medium check consists of just intuition, or was it intuition?
Focus and intuition, difficulty 2.
Focus and intuition. So focus is 5, intuition is 2, card is 5. So it was difficulty 2?
Yes.
Okay, that's a degree of success of 10.
How do you have a focus of 5 and a reason of 5?
But no. I'm sorry, you said focus. All right, degree of success of 8. My apologies.
Okay.
It's just an 8. It's just an extraordinary success. It's
Just
fine.
an extraordinary
No big deal.
success. It's just the best success in the game. Reality just cracked.
Welcome to the Mercenaries of Mischief.
What everyone else sees is everything becomes hazy. Like you are suddenly in dire need of nearsighted glasses. Everything kind of loses the distinction of the line around it. Yeah, just like that. And everything becomes just a little darker, but the color starts to bleed from things, almost like night has fallen and there's no light. And things start to space between them in an unnatural way. So it seems like the space that you're occupying is actually slowly becoming twice as wide as it should. Now, Nathan, is it Nathan or Nathaniel? Nathaniel, what you see through your ability is this place just went from compromised to breached. Whatever just happened, which was severe, a thin space is forming, which means if you don't get the hell out of here before it's done forming, everything here is going to be sucked into the borderlands.
The formality drops. Robin, breached.
Right then, everybody out. Move the horses.
Sheath my
we got-
sword. Riding on out.
Well, but,
Well, no, I'm never sorry. We're still in.
Yeah, we're. I was just
Still in
like,
combat.
My apologies.
it's not quite that
My
easy.
apologies.
Witchfinder Cannon, do your fours beat a 95? Do the percentile numbers at the top right-hand corner of either of your fours beat a 95?
Maggie, that's you.
She's looking, I think.
As
You're
the cards you're holding up.
Can't hear you.
Look at the cards you're holding up and see if any of them have a 95 or higher.
The number in the top right corner.
Yes.
Okay. What is the number?
I got a 95 and a 96. So-
Okay. Witchfinder Star, do you beat a 96 with your 4?
I beat nothing with an 89.
Okay. Witchfinder Cannon, you are up. There is a stag. There is also motion in the brush. You can't really see what's causing it, but this stag is not alone. Also, reality is falling apart.
Mags, out of here.
I I do what he says. I don't know what to do.
You are driving on.
Sure.
All right. The stag is going to attack your horse as a reaction as you go past.
Cool.
Four, 6, 9. All right. The let me see what it has available to it. Hold on a second.
Mechanics.
It's not going to attack your horse physically. He's going to attack your horse socially.
Yes.
What?
This is amazing.
That's my favorite quote of this game right now.
That's the thumbnail quote.
I'm going to attack your horse socially.
The stag specifically. I feel like
Well,
it's a stag and a horse.
He is going to make a.
Hold on. If we're doing a social combat, I can totally take that.
Only if you can
It's
talk
not
to a
attacking
stag.
you.
It's your
Yeah.
horse.
That's true. Can I talk to my horse and encourage it?
Yeah.
Hey, good, horsey.
You can make a ride check here in a second.
Amazing.
Which you're going to have to do with your action if you intend to stay seated.
Okay.
He is basically making a morale attack on your horse to demoralize it and cause it to flee.
No, Speedy. You're fast.
The horse is going to buck. He succeeds by a ton.
Cool.
So you need to make a ride check.
Wow.
Your difficulty for this is a 5.
Okay.
Oh my god.
What do I
Do you have any skill in ride?
I don't. I don't think so.
Then it's just going to be a grace check.
Man, she's coming off that horse.
Grace?
Yeah.
Grace.
Grace plus riding if you got it, which you don't.
No riding, just Grace. It's a
That's
3.
a difficulty.
Oh yeah, no, I'm off that horse. It's just a 3.
Oh.
But you got to draw a card
there's
too.
a chance if you
I
draw
have to draw a
your
card?
card.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
okay.
draw a card and you add it to
it's
it.
a skill
So
test.
You just need to draw a 3 or better.
I need to shuffle this stuff more. I've drawn a 5.
Boy, that's
gonna be
great.
a good pile of negatives coming soon. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Your horse bucks, and you stay seated. Your horse is. What's your total?
It was a 5 plus a 3, so 8.
And then -5.
Okay, so it's just a standard success.
Yeah.
Your horse is still fleeing in the opposite direction that you want to go, but you are not unseated.
Okay, that's good news.
I can't die in another first session.
You have a 95, so
did good there.
with Spider Cannon, you can go again
Okay.
with your other 4. You have to discard your 4s. One
Yeah.
for
Yeah, discard
Discard your 96
discard
and
one of
then
your
add
4s.
All the 4s?
No, the one you
Just
use.
discard your 96 for the action you just took,
My
and then you
96?
discard the 95 for the action you are currently taking.
Okay.
All right, now what are you gonna do?
I don't
You
know,
can-
shoot it. I'm just gonna copy people now.
right.
I'm gonna shoot.
You can write your. You don't have ride, do you?
No, so I can't shoot it. I'm just gonna run
Well,
away.
No, you can shoot it. You
I
just
can't.
can't control your horse and shoot it. If you
Yeah.
have ride, you can make a passive ride check.
I guess more not. I don't want my horse to feel demoralized anymore. I'm gonna make him feel confident again. I talked to my horse.
That's going to be a riding check.
Yeah,
I recommend shooting him because you're not probably going to be able to regain control of your horse without a riding skill.
Which
I mean,
one
if
do
you
you
do have a
recommend?
5, you totally could, but
What do you recommend?
No special fey creature bonus to talk to animals.
I don't know.
do you want to use a glamour on your animal?
Sure.
You have beguile.
Did you take
Yeah.
Beguile? We told you
Yeah.
to.
He told
Yeah,
you.
you did.
We told you
I
to
will
take
do
it.
everything you tell me to. I am just the lamb.
Actually, beguile doesn't affect morale, but awe would. Do you have
See,
Who?
Awe. Beguile and awe.
No.
awe? Beguile is for social interactions. Awe would change morality.
don't
would
have
change
that.
morale.
I
Yeah.
do not
Um,
have that.
would I know that would work? I feel like.
Sure.
I'm gonna interrupt,
Go for it.
Cool.
and I'm gonna use my awe
All right,
to-
that will take a
on her horse.
your point of ether.
Yep, it's fine.
The horse does not have a very good social defense. So
Yeah, I figured it doesn't.
As was evident by the way it was socially attacked by a fucking stag.
I love this game so much. I can't tell you.
so it would be your presence and guile against a difficulty of 2.
Okay, so that is a 2. That's a 5. Oh, that's a 6.
Okay. For those of you who are at home, what she is doing, she is changing the morale of the horse from a morale of favorable to fleeing to not. Awe is the ability to change disposition or morale, and she's using it for morale. So the horse is no longer in a state of flight.
Yeah, because I see her horse like starting to spook, and I'm like, no.
We return to the standard action. So the interrupt is over, and we go back to Elizabeth.
All right, so you got your horse back. You can keep running.
Okay.
Your
thank
horse
you,
is under
Jessica.
control. You can take an aiming shot without penalty now.
Okay. Now I
All right.
shoot.
That is grace and firearms. Your difficulty for this is a 3 because he's wounded. So he's
Grace is 3
-2 to everything, including defense.
-2.
No, just add your grace and firearms.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, and then draw a card.
Okay, it's just 3. -4. I miss.
Oh,
There's the negatives.
Yeah, there is. I shot and I missed.
Fire. I missed.
Yeah, it's gonna be that, I think.
You didn't quite shoot yourself, but It's close.
I have a quick question. So, causing an chemic reaction is a 4-step process. Does that mean it takes 4 turns in combat? How does that
It
work?
takes an entire sequence, 3 actions.
It's rough.
Never mind. I'm hoping we're gonna get out of here before another 3 actions.
All right. What is the number on your 4 there, Sean?
It is 89.
Okay, then I'm gonna go.
Okay, fine. I want you to go.
Oh, and Melissa, get rid of that. Get rid of that 4.
Yeah,
You're
Melissa,
done.
you had 2
You're
4s.
done.
You should have discarded them both at this point.
Yeah,
You're
all
done.
The other animal in the forest appears to be a large wolf with gray fur, leaping from the underbrush at the Witchfinder cannon.
Oh, that's way worse than the stag.
Am I within the realm of, or the area of reach for this?
We didn't define marching order, but you can say that you're there as long as you don't try to say you're somewhere else later.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, if there's something leaping forward,
Yeah.
I'm going to just kind of hold out my sword cane in front of it if I can.
Yes. Elizabeth, you may also react to it.
I think she's out of cards. Does she redraw now, or
Do you have one more card? I thought you had one more card left.
Maggie?
Well,
No, she had
Maggie,
one.
Elizabeth?
Maggie?
I don't think she discarded it when she shot.
Melissa.
Sorry. No, there's no more cards.
Oh, okay. You're good.
Yeah, I think she used her
Yeah.
last one
React
when
without
she
cards.
shot the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can react as you are within her zone of control, so it's entering into your zone.
Yeah.
So I
I'm
pull
going to
another
use my,
card then?
my little bit of fencing
No,
skill.
no.
I know, he's going to save you. You're getting attacked by a wolf.
Again.
Yes.
The wolf is not armed. You have a weapon of reach, and so even though it is its turn, you get to attack it before it gets to you.
Yes, I'm going to just try to pierce it as it's moving forward, use its momentum against it, kind of jujitsu this sword just into its path. My sword
Difficulty?
cane.
You can use fencing or melee, depending on what you got, plus grace, difficulty 5.
I will use fencing, which is 1, and grace, which is 1.
Glad I'm using my gun. I have no fencing at all.
And
Oh, God.
I get a -1.
I always loved my sister, Mags. I remember the day I lost her when reality shattered to pieces. When she was eaten by that wolf.
Oh, look at that!
5. Melissa, what is your physical defense?
Saved by the deck.
Maybe.
Where it says like physical conflict,
Yeah.
Physical conflict, yeah.
Defense value under that.
I think it's 5 in total.
Vigor
Okay, it should
plus
say
athletics.
underneath
Right?
of it.
The one that's
I am not athletic. I die.
So what is the one that say? What is the number one above the one where it says athletics?
Above.
Should be a shield and then should have a number in it.
I got a 2, a 2, and a 1.
Okay, so
A 2. So
Yeah.
He successfully hits you. The possessed wolf. Uh-oh, I gave that one away. The wolf.
I mean, if you haven't assumed by now.
we can see it on the name tag.
Right?
the,
There's clearly a sign above its head that says
It's got the blue
possessed
badge.
wolf.
That means possessed. We know that.
P Wolf.
You. It would have been. You would have figured this out eventually.
I mean,
You know, if reality didn't
it
collapse
seems
on itself.
pretty obvious.
the wolf leaps at Elizabeth, swiping at you. You are able to like rear your horse in order to get out of its way, but you lose a point of guard.
Okay.
So guard is at the bottom right of your character sheet. You probably have 1 and/or 2 points.
Hopefully.
I had
Okay.
1 point, so
Yeah, I got a 1 point guard.
Is it the one where it says it's right
Guard.
above?
Yeah, there's big circles.
Oh.
It's half
Yeah.
your focus plus 1 for what?
Half my focus?
Plus 1
It's
for
half your
what?
focus rounded down. If you're
Yo,
holding a
shit.
melee weapon,
My
it's
focus
plus
is 1.
But
yeah.
Oh.
I'm down.
Yeah, the only weapon you had was
So
a
she
hazel.
doesn't have guard.
When we mentioned earlier, like, how do you get a presence of 5? Well, it's going to cause you to suffer in other areas.
There you go.
Learn as we go. This is what you don't do, people. I'm the example.
You, with a lack of a melee weapon to protect you, since you're using a firearm, you have no protection.
Cool.
It launches forward, and the teeth grapple into your calf. You feel it like render flesh, and blood starts pouring down. You are now wounded. You are at -2 to all actions and defenses, and can no longer take maneuvers. And you're bleeding.
Ow.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this
Hopefully
game, you
someone
do
has a
not want to
medicine-
get wounded
you're a
in this
medic
game.
there. You can get away with if you got a medic in the party, you get away with getting 1 wound, but you really want to get the hell out of here.
I've been trying.
All right, next up, who's got 3s?
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
Robin
4.
still
Sean
got a
has
4
a
there.
4, I think.
I get 83.
What are you
God
gonna do?
damn it.
Sis is hurting.
I guess I'm gonna fucking
okay.
save my sister.
No, it's okay. Come on without me, brother.
It's in my affinities.
It's just a little
It's
cut.
in. He's like, I have to
It's
do
on
it.
the sheet.
It's on the paper. I have to.
The bleeding will stop at some point.
Okay,
Yeah, when
so
you're bad.
which
Card. Move, maneuver, and action.
Witchfinder Robin looks over this scene and ushers his compatriots to get out of the collapsing reality. Because reality doesn't shit the bed, we gotta get the fuck out of here. And then I ride over to Mags, and I'm gonna shoot this wolf off of her leg
Please miss and shoot.
like it was game hunting.
All right, you are on horseback, so it will require a passive ride test.
Okay,
So you can't shoot from horseback and aim if you are moving.
okay. So,
You're at a -2 if you do this. Frankly, it would be in your zone of control anyway, so you can't
Okay.
aim anyway, so it doesn't matter.
okay, well, I have to go over there to shoot it, so.
Yeah, it is not wounded, which means it's a 5 with your -2. You're at a difficulty 7.
I have 5 to start with,
Okay,
so I have to believe in the heart of the cards.
you gotta draw a 2 or better.
No.
Oh, fuck, no.
Okay, so now would be a good time to say that you can spend a point of ether to reflip your card if you are feeling lucky.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend it. I got 2 ether. Fuck, I'll spend ether for days.
Jonathan just got an idea.
No, fuck, that's worse.
Oh no!
Give me another one.
You cannot spend more than 1 ether in a sequence.
Well, shit.
Oh my god!
The wolf is going to react to you, trying to shoot it by attacking you.
Bring it on, Wolfie. At least you get off my sister.
Whoa!
It's gonna spend a point of ether.
Bring it.
What
Bring
I
it.
bloody tell you, brother? I said get out.
No, that's so bad.
Bad for me or bad for him?
Bad for you.
Do I have to wait for my turn to spend a point of purpose?
What is that?
You do not have to wait till your turn to spend a point of purpose.
Can I use a point of purpose to say that I have a few prepared alchemic reactions with me? I always carry around at least
That-
1 stone with the channels carved into it that can serve as an explosive reaction in a pinch.
I'll let you do that for purpose.
Seems plausible.
All right, how many points does that cost me?
Just 1 point.
Dope. I'm throwing an explosive reaction not at him,
Well, you-
obviously.
You can spend the point of purpose to have the item, but you still have to act to throw
Yeah, you
it.
still have to
Yeah.
wait.
No, I'm saying I have that when my turn comes.
Okay. You're next, if that makes you feel better.
Okay.
I'm a die. Wait, what does the fate do? What happened?
It means like basically automatic success.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Did both of
Cannot-
these animals come from the same direction?
No, they were coordinated. It is swinging at you with an 11. What's your physical defense?
My physical defense, I have a 2 and a 3.
What's your 3 in?
Melee?
Well, you have a gun, so you can't use that.
Well, shit. I guess I've got a 2 then. But I do have 1 armor from my leathers.
Hitting you with a 9. Well, your leathers are going to be important here in a second.
Oh, good. I
Um,
imagine I'll be buried in them.
your guard is up, which is good.
Okay.
You do have guard, right?
Uh,
At least 1 point.
I imagine I do at some point. Where the hell is guard?
Bottom right.
Bottom
It's
right?
half your focus rounded down.
Oh, yeah, I have 1 guard.
Okay. So your guard is gone.
Okay.
But because he has a DOS 8, it bypassed your guard.
Okay.
You're wounded.
Okay.
And because it was such a high DOS, it's putting a condition on you.
Okay.
And because the condition was during a wound, it is a lingering condition.
Okay.
And because it's the fate card, you can't spend purpose to get out of it.
Okay.
TK.
So this started out really good. And
I told you that fake card was gonna be bad for you, man.
This is like in Rollmaster where the halfling like throws the knife and kills the dragon by hitting it in the eye.
yeah, this is
It's a wolf in you.
you drew the card that kills the Witchfinder star.
You're not gonna die.
Jessica's not that upset. I'll be honest.
Jessica's gonna get over this real quick.
She's like,
Is
I
there
don't
no
think
way to get
Jessica
that wolf?
realizes how much
attack me
paperwork
instead?
is involved in getting paired with a new Witchfinder.
All right. Under lingering conditions, write
Oh, damn.
staggered. You are staggered.
I am staggered.
I can't help him.
It means you do not regain guard when you're supposed to regain guard.
Cool.
When you cycle. So if you're in a combat for more than one cycle, one initiative sequence, you don't regain guard when everyone else guard until you get over this.
I just have to not ever be hit again.
Okay, so that's the mechanics. Let me do this narratively. So you come in and you're like, "Get off my sister!" And you fire, and it
No.
just goes wide, and
It's not happening.
looks at you, and it has this gleam in its eyes, like it's the other one.
Finally.
And then leaps up, knocks you off your horse.
Oh fuck.
You are on the ground. It is on top of you, and its claws rend into your shoulder. It comes down. You feel its teeth in your flesh and the blood pouring out. You kind of like knock it off of you and scramble. You're hurting.
Yeah, I'm not
You're minus
I'm not
2.
having the
And
best
can
time.
also reverse.
What can
Okay.
we do with infinities now?
Next up.
Oh, what?
I've got 85.
I have 78.
85s.
So, based on my DOS 8 medium test, do I know where kind of the epicenter of this breach is? Is it right upon us, or is
The
one?
epicenter would have been where the stag was when he drew the Doom card. I've never actually had a combat where both the Fate and Doom card came up at the same time. Both
Well-
of them.
Another first.
I mean,
You did, because it was me, because I drew them both.
Sarah, you are cursed and blessed at the same time, apparently.
you did this to me.
At the con game, I drew
I'm
the
noticing-
Fate and the Doom card in the same
I'm,
hand.
I'm noticing. I'm noticing something.
The common denominator.
Don't worry
Fair
about
enough.
You killed me.
it.
So where about would be the epicenter? Where was the source of this stag? Which direction is it? Where we were coming from, where we were going, or off to the side more?
It is still standing more or less where Robin's horse.
Well, I guess-
blood at the front.
I'll clarify my question. Which direction up the road is be the quickest way out of the breached area, as far as I can tell? Or is that not a thing I can tell?
It's kind of equidistant either way.
Okay. Well, then I'll assume we want to keep going the way we were going towards consecrated ground, and I will take my little alchemic hand grenade and toss it as far as I can into the road behind us.
Okay.
To create an explosive reaction. So how does alchemy work? I mean, I looked over.
You looked this up, but it wasn't your turn.
No, I totally did. No, I have the science. I have the science level of 4. And the
I'm gonna
difficulty
die, aren't I?
Is
This is gonna kill me.
is +2 per the strength level of reaction. This is a low level reaction, so I'll probably say this is just a level 1 reaction.
Okay.
Coming for your job.
And that would be my science plus. How do you do a test for alchemy? Reason plus science, which is a 9. Do I need to draw a card? Because
You could draw the doom card.
okay, so all right, yeah, you're good point. So -3. So that gives me a 6, which is a degree of success of 4 to huck my tiny little hand grenade explosion back the direction we came from and create a sort of diversion or distraction if I can.
All right. That would have been the test to make the object,
Oh,
but to throw it and hit something is athletics.
okay. That's gonna be very much more interesting because I have 0 in athletics.
I'm getting hit with this, aren't I?
I'm not trying to hit anything. I'm trying to throw it, the direction we came from in the road, just kind of create a sort of.
Aren't we like next to each other as well? So yeah,
That's
we'll
what
both
I'm
get
saying.
hit.
I'm throwing it far away from all of us.
What is
That's
your
my
end
goal.
What are you trying to accomplish?
I'm trying to create some sort of diversion or distraction.
So you are making a social attack against the animals.
Essentially.
With
I
the
guess that's how you
grenade.
say that.
With the, yeah.
I'm trying to create a distraction.
All right.
Yes,
Your difficulty is a 0.
A difficulty is a 0?
It is a 0. You're literally just lobbing this. You just need to not hit your friends.
Basically, I just need to get it over everybody's head.
Yes.
Away from us is what I'm trying to do.
Difficulty is a 0.
Okay, good. Athletics is a 0, and that's a -3.
Only you have a grace of 3.
I'm enjoying this a lot.
I have a grace of 1.
You had one job. You had one.
I have not. Oh, I have
I
not
love
spent
this.
any ether. I have so much ether. Okay.
I don't
Point
think
of ether- oh,
technically
thank
I'm
you.
allowed to let you spend this since you spent a point of purpose, but I'm just gonna roll with it. Just do it.
I mean, yeah, because I already spent a point of purpose to do this. But if you're letting me also take ether,
We're just gonna do this.
then okay, then my degree of success is 1.
God.
Have we survived?
This wolf will be my tomb. Oh, fuck. Give it to me straight, Doc.
You don't
You
hit
did.
your friends. Due to the mechanics, you did not get a high enough DOS to actually threaten. You did not overcome the social defense of the creatures. So,
This wolf has an understanding of alchemy.
it's more that it's not as easily scared as a wolf should be. I will tell you though, you are positive that these are possessed animals. Point of fact, animals usually have very low willpowers, and so it makes them very easy to possess. But you've never seen multiple possessions of animals in the same place making coordinated attacks on witchfinders before.
The only animals I've ever seen not run away from a loud bang are hunting dogs. So
That's
that in and
These
of
are
itself is strange.
Very clearly not natural.
Yeah.
That was your 3. You got to discard
Yes.
your initiative card.
yeah.
You're right.
So
That's
I
great
think,
information.
Jessica, you are. What are you? You have a 3.
Yep.
Okay. I have 2 cards left, but they're not doing anything. They're
They're unnecessary.
Well,
Okay.
no, I mean they're lower than a 3.
So just to clarify, what has just transpired is Maggie was mauled by a wolf. Robin tried to help Maggie, was worse mauled by same wolf. Nathaniel poorly tried to throw some kind of explodey.
I threw a thing and it went bang.
He
Yeah.
expertly crafted it. That's the important thing here.
Well, I have these pre-made, you know.
So
Shit is
Jessica-
fucked, yo.
I'm gonna be honest. Jessica is not looking great. she's
You're under
freaking
orders
out.
to get the hell out of here.
she's having some flashbacks to not so great times in her life, and is Maggie on
I
the
have
horse?
never had anyone take that first scene so well, and I have never had anyone do this combat so poorly.
Welcome
Welcome to
to
the Mercs Division.
Yes,
Our combat
welcome to the
skills are a
Mercenaries.
little wonky.
You missed out the part at the beginning where I was amazing and shot a stag. And that shit just gradually got worse from
Gradually?
That's
That was
like-
not gradually. I don't know what you think.
All right, what are you doing?
Okay.
All right, Maggie's
Um,
on the ground. I don't think she's on the horse because she got mauled by the wolf, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask.
I thi-
So she's
I
on the
think
ground,
I'm-
right?
I'm like near.
She was not thrown. She's still seated.
Oh, really?
Oh.
You sit on your horse.
Is it since I don't know how close we are, would it be reasonable that I'm close enough that I could grab the reins of her horse and just take off?
Do you have a riding skill?
Nope.
We're not horse
I mean,
people, apparently.
is it
More
reason-
so, I was asking about being close enough to grab the reins. I know my
Sure,
riding
I mean,
skill is gonna be.
That's fine. You just need to make a riding check.
All right, I'm trying to listen.
You know what? I'll give you an athletics check.
Okay, Robin told me to get the hell out of there, so
Oh, my brother! I'm not giving out
Um,
my brother.
and
Your
I don't really
athletics check will have
care
a slightly higher.
for him. Yeah. Okay, so am I
athletics
doing?
check would have a slightly higher
Yes.
difficulty. Is that okay?
That's sure. Yeah.
You know, I had 2 riding when we were making the sheets.
I just it's
And I was like,
Difficulty
I'm never
3.
going to use that.
It's not. I mean, it's a difficult test, but it's not really hard. Difficulty 3, Grace and Athletics.
Yes,
All
look.
right, so
Hold your horses, dude. We're about to draw a -5.
okay, so cue the doom card.
Have you spent ether yet?
Both of them, yeah.
Oh well.
All right, so my grace is 1 and my athletics is 2. So I got 3. Starting with
Start
a 3.
at 0. All you need
Start
to do
with
is
a
draw
0.
0 or better.
So let's see what it is. Nope. Nope.
Yes.
You have no ability to augment that card. All right,
Brother.
I'm gonna give you.
Nope.
I'm gonna give you a choice here. Okay, so this is like GM's discretion. You can either miss the reins and keep going, or you can grab the reins and stop.
Run.
Oh.
Grab the reins. Choices.
I feel like, again, Jessica's having some flashbacks. I'm just going. I'm just like, oh, sorry. Out.
Jessica has left the combat. You're on horseback, so that's kind of easy to do.
I'm following orders.
Someone needs to
So
live.
I'm not the medicine person. That's the medicine person that
You're gonna
threw the
put that-
bomb.
Interesting information that Nathaniel found out on a note for our corpses for whoever finds us.
The wolf is going to attempt to attack Nathaniel because he has creature knife.
You guys what?
You have a card to react.
I know I have no more cards.
Okay.
Nobody has cards.
I have no more cards.
That is a 6. What is your physical defense?
I got a 2 from fencing.
It should be vigor plus skill.
Yeah, I got 1 in vigor and 1 in fencing.
Okay. Do you have a blade out currently?
I do still have my sword cane out.
Okay, then that counts. He does get over your ability, but you do have guard. I mean, you at least have to have 1 guard.
I have 1
a
point of
melee
guard.
weapon.
I have 1 point of guard.
His success against you reduces your guard by 1. Now his 6 to your 2 is a 4, which is a remarkable success.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. With the if the sword cane gives me an additional point, then I started with 2 points of guards. That reduces me to 1 now.
Okay. But his degree of success of 4 allows him to put a condition on you.
Death.
He's using a clamping bite attack, which applies the entrapped condition. So basically, he has you kind of moved out of the way, but he's got your trousers in his maw, and he is like, and he's got a hold on your clothing.
It's kind of cute.
Okay, so that's the end of the round. Everyone
Okay.
gets to shuffle and redraw 4 cards and discard 1. You have 2 wounded characters, 1 entrapped character, and 1 character who is fleed. This round, the Dissolution of Reality gets its own initiative card.
Cool.
Just keep in mind that that's going to be sitting there,
Zeke,
and if it happens,
I have some words about the difficulty of your game.
Welcome to the Clockwork, kids. Those of you just joining us.
God, it's so bad. So, do I need to draw combat cards or?
You draw the go home and have tea card.
Yeah, listen. I'm gonna take Sir Alexander up on his offer. I'm gonna show up and be like, "Hey, they said I could have a room here." Also, what the hell is Sister
over.
Julia doing in all this?
If you are wounded, she ran like hell.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Okay,
Sister-
draw 4
Oh
cards.
wait, who has Sister Julia on their horse?
It would have to be one of you two.
Yeah, it would be one of us.
Unless, Isabella had her.
I don't think we discussed.
Up to you guys who you
Yeah.
want.
Robin would have been making this call.
I don't know, because
Ooh.
I feel like she liked me
God,
at
are
first
you kidding me?
because I made the voices stop, but then I didn't. So I don't know how she.
I like it.
Guys,
She's with Jessica.
Look, they're sequential, guys.
Oh God! Oh God!
I think I'll discard my -5.
Okay.
I discarded a
New
negative.
initiative, so
3.
all consequences are gone. So
Okay, are we
Yeah, no.
are we beginning the new initiative?
Any better?
Oh my God!
Are we beginning the new initiative right now?
we are beginning a new initiative.
Okay,
So
good.
am I
I'm getting
drawing?
out of here. I'm leaving. I'm following Jessica.
You have a wolf attached.
You do. Drop
Oh
your
wait, no,
pants.
sorry. I threw down the wrong ones. Hold on.
Yeah, I was like, why would you get rid of your?
Yeah.
Around.
Yeah.
Not
All right.
yours, because yours was placed with a wound. You have a lingering condition.
Yeah, no, I'm.
Oh
my
wait, no,
condition
sorry.
is good.
I'm entrapped. I'm trying to
Yeah, you
escape
are.
this thing. That's the first thing I'm gonna do is try to get away from this thing.
No, you're not entrapped anymore. I said it goes away at the end of the round.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, now I'm following Jessica. I'm interrupting and following Jessica. I am.
So I don't need combat cards, right?
Nope, you're gone.
I have a riding of 1.
Unless you want to turn around and shoot something.
I don't know if I have a gun.
Okay. Most people don't carry guns in Victorian England. It's kind of a thing.
And
Yeah, we're
maybe
not
I need
full
to rig my
witchfinders.
parasol so that when you open it, it shoots projectiles. Sorry,
Like
I'm getting into.
penguins.
The penguin.
Basically, the penguin. person.
Okay, who's got highest initiative card? Do we got a 5, 4?
No,
I got nothing but ones.
I got a 3, dude.
That's
do I
higher
have
than
to?
mine.
Do I have to test to leave because I interrupted to leave?
You interrupted to leave. He will react. He cannot react to an interrupt. So,
Oh.
no, you do not. Well, actually, you have to test just so that you don't critically fail.
Okay. So what's the test here?
You are maneuvering an animal in and around things that are trying to kill it. So it is a riding test. So it is grace and riding. If you would like,
All right. Grace is 1, riding is 1. What's the degree?
you just need to succeed.
Okay. So I get a positive 1.
I'm so happy right now.
You
the best thing.
fly out of there like a bat out of hell.
Hate you both.
You said to leave, man.
When I catch up to Jessica, I'm gonna be like, so do you want to be the star or the cannon?
I think you that if you had been able to hit with that explosive you threw, it would have been great. So maybe I should be the cannon.
The reaction's
You
a little
saw-
imprecise. I didn't want to.
And I do have knowledge of certain.
John, you're up with your
magics.
3.
Awesome.
I'm out of here.
I am going to use a social attack on Maggie's horse
What? No.
to command it to get out of here
I counter.
with her on it.
No.
How can you can't what?
I need to get my brother.
They literally died from sibling rivalry, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not exactly certain how you would do this, but I'm going to allow it.
Very well.
I feel like it would be a trying to smack it on the rump, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
that-
thinking.
Yeah. So it's like a smack on the rump and be like, go!
Yep.
So this isn't like a ride
No.
check. You're not really trying to like control the animal. You're just like trying to get it out of there.
Yeah,
So
I need my little sister to go away before reality collapses on itself.
Is she gonna have to check to stay on it?
Is there like a reaction to like grab him on the horse? I
Are you-
don't know. I'm very.
You can react to prevent him from doing this, but just keep in mind if you do that, you're actually wasting multiple character cards against possessed creatures while in combat.
So many ones.
You can react if you so desire, or you could leave.
Going in glory. No, brother, I won't be without you.
Are you going to react?
Yeah.
Take your -1 and get rid of it.
Okay.
What are you attempting to do as a reaction?
I don't know. Try to. What can I do to save him at the?
There's nothing you can do to save me. I'm twice your size and I'm off my horse. I'm also have a.
I don't know. Swap with him, see if he can get on my horse or something. I don't know. Nothing.
The wolf is reacting.
Okay.
Oh good.
You got a bunch of you got 3 actions happening in this little zone.
You've wasted enough time that the wolf is like,
I can't
This
wait
dude.
anymore.
Are you going to shoot the wolf? If so,
Oh
you
yeah,
can-
I can do that. Yeah, I'll shoot the wolf.
Yeah, I have a gun.
I can do things.
I'ma shoot it.
Okay.
Grace and firearms, difficulty 5.
Uh-oh.
Grace and firearms.
Grace, okay, that's 3. Firearm is. Where are you, firearms? Firearms 0. I got a 1. Or I have to pick
you-
a card.
Yeah, you gotta pick a card.
I gotta pick a card. Okay. I don't make it. I got another 1. I got nothing but 1s.
Do you know how to shuffle cards? Do I need to come teach you how to?
I'm shuffling.
And also, do you,
Someone
you realize
shuffling.
that card's not added to your initiative hand, right?
Yeah, don't.
Oh yeah, sorry. So yeah, that's basically 4. Shoot with a 4.
A 4 will miss by 1.
I shot it. I missed again.
So does this mean she fails and I can make her leave the battle now?
Yeah.
Well, the wolf is attacking with a weapon, and you are not a. Well, no, the weapon has a reach of something, and a social attack does not. So it goes first. It is going to attempt to attack you, but it actually fails.
Oh, good.
Well, jump on the damn horse.
So make a command, presence and command test.
it doesn't like pull a second Doom card and suck me into an alternate
Well,
reality.
she's not using her riding test to oppose you, so you're just doing the social defense of the horse, so your difficulty is just a 2.
Jump on
Okay.
the damn horse!
So command and presence.
Mhm.
Okay, well, my command is 3 and my presence is 3, and I got a -4.
What? That's a 0.
-4 is 2. You succeed.
Yeah, I'm
What?
good. I have 6.
It was only a difficulty 2.
Oh.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh,
Get out of here.
dag nabbit.
And can I use my movement to limp after her as
Discard the card
fast?
you just used. For
Oh, wait. Was I
Oh,
supposed
yeah.
to add my infinity to it too if it's counted?
No, that's
I
other
don't-
effects. We'll get there.
Oh, okay. So it
All
says
right,
like protect
everyone
brothers.
has left the combat. Sean, my advice to you is to double flip and get the hell out of here.
I'm gonna double
Hard
flip
left.
and try to get the hell out of here. All right. Oh, get out of here.
Flip.
Yeah.
All right, because if
Get
you,
rid of those.
if you double flip, he can't react to you. You don't
Okay.
even make a test. You're not mounted. You're just running. You
Can I
can
turn
leave.
around and pick him up now? Just get off my damn horse.
No, you're way faster than me.
Yeah, you get away. You get up and Sister Isabella sees what's going on and goes, "Come with me. We'll get you to the infirmary immediately."
Oh, good.
Come with me if you want to live.
That's perfect. Everybody all right? Everybody good?
She rushes you into the infirmary. One of the nuns is there and looks and says, "Another dog bite. Come here. Let me staunch the bleeding." The infirmary is just a small room.
Yeah.
It has 3 beds in it. One is occupied by a nun with a large bandage around her her left hand. And the other 2 beds, so they quickly put the 2 wounded characters, brother and sister, into. And Sister Hildegard begins seeing them. Nathaniel, would you like to see quickly?
I was going to ask, do they seem competent here? Do they seem like they're well equipped
Well,
and know what they're
no,
doing?
not to you.
Okay, well then yes, I'm going to take charge and start seeing to the medical condition of my companions.
Who are you seeing to first?
Triage. I'm assuming Maggie is in worse shape.
No.
What? Nope.
Well, she was rushed out of there, but whoever looks in worse shape, basically. And I have a pretty solid
One got
understanding of human anatomy.
one got knocked from his horse and mauled.
Like the hat is off, blood all down here.
But he ran out of there.
Clutched in a
Yeah.
shaking hand.
All right. If he looks worse, then yeah, I'll be treating him. I'm objectively looking for who looks worse.
Okay, so your wound penalty would be a -2, and then you had another turn in combat, so it would go to -3. And then
Awesome.
I'm guessing it took you less than 5 minutes to get here, so it's at -4. So all medicine rolls to heal him are at a difficulty 4.
Difficulty 4. So is that medicine plus what?
Reason in medicine.
Reason and medicine. Okay, so that's a base of 7.
Eight.
I got
So,
a 1.
You got a
So it's an
4.
8. Degree of success of 4.
well, your difficulty is a 4.
Okay, well I've got a total of 8.
It's a remarkable success. You can remove one malady from him. Everything else is going to have to heal magically or naturally. Unfortunately, he has 2 maladies. He has the wound, and then he has the lingering staggering condition. My recommendation is you get rid of the wound, and the staggering condition is just going to have to go away in 3 days.
I would address any traumatic bleeding first, of
Yeah.
course.
So-
I would go towards Maggie if he goes. Again, I don't really like Robin, so.
That's fair.
Robin, with a night's sleep, your wound penalties will be reduced to nothing.
Oh, good.
But you're going to have the staggered lingering condition for a couple of days.
I was going to do a lot of investigating tonight. I don't think that's happening anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go towards Maggie. I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody here that can help me do a ritual or not. So I don't know.
You're in a nunnery. Everyone's here's got mysteries.
Oh, they do?
Is it a pure ritual?
Yeah, it's the magical healing rite from my grimoire.
Okay. As long as it's a pure ritual, the nuns aren't going to have a problem.
And I'm pure. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I know the magical healing rite.
That has a casting time of an hour?
Let's see. I think so. Participants 2, 3 reagents, and time 4. Duration 1.
So you need an hour.
Yep.
Nathaniel, you just need a binder to stop the bleeding, which is, you don't even need to make a check. You just need to spend the time to do it. And then you can do the ritual to cure her.
Yeah.
So an hour in, and Jessica is occupied for this hour performing this ritual. Everyone else is kind of chilling in the infirmary. Sister Hildegard asks the two wounded characters extensive questions. Where were you when you got this bite?
I was heroically defending the people that I was escorting.
I meant location.
On the road.
You were attacked on the road.
No, I assume I can't answer, right? Because I'm ritualing.
Oh. Abigail was attacked in the sanctuary.
That's very interesting. I think I might want to have a look at that. But after I'm done healing up, none of that magic for me. Just fine. Time and pain, that's my healing drug.
You can take an hour. It costs you a point of purpose, but you can also get rid of his malady, his lingering condition. Depends on how much you want to keep your purpose.
Me?
Yes.
I don't. He's fine. He's look.
That's a hard sell.
The wound is fine. As far as I'm concerned, he can be staggered for a couple of days. I don't care.
Okay. Who is doing what?
I'm doing this. I'm doing this ritual.
Okay.
Who's helping me? By the way?
Master
Who's
Witchfinder. What's the nature of the feeling? You seem off. Is it physiological or mental?
Nate, I want you to come real close and I'm going to tell you what's going on. I got bit by a blooming wolf on the road!
So it's material, the problem.
Yes, Nathaniel, the pain I'm feeling is material, thank you.
Well, I've experienced adjusting the properties of materials. I've often...
Nathaniel, I'm going to stop you right there. I need you to go to our dorm, close the door, and stay there for the rest of the night. As if you stay here and continue talking to me, I will hit you.
All right. Are you turning in for the night? Are you actually going to check out the sanctuary before you go to sleep?
I mean, I will take a... Does the place have walls? Does it seem relatively secure?
This particular building is all walled. The dormitories, the sanctuary, the infirmary, and the refectory are all kind of in the same building, more or less. It's the same structure. You can walk without going outside to all of them. They're all walls and ceilings and windows, and it's the finished portion of the rebuilt convent.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then in that case, as long as I can do it without kind of leaving the walls at this point, then yeah, I'm going to do a perimeter walk before I go and fall asleep in this place.
Give me a focus and composure test. The difficulty is a 2.
Focus is 3. Composure is 1. So it's 4. With a 1 makes 5. Difficulty is 2, so it's 3.
The very first thing that you notice is this sanctuary doesn't have a cross in it. Where are you looking?
I'd be doing basically a perimeter, whatever sort of perimeter I can do without exiting the perimeter.
Okay.
Sort of check. I want to see, is there anything that stands out to me, the sort of things that might not stand out to another? Specifically though, from the little bits of empirical experience I've had, I feel like there seem to be regions and containments to this whole thing, and sometimes certain actions being done to contain a place seem to affect everything. It's all very vague right now. It's completely unquantified science, but that's what I'm here for.
You maneuver around, but the thing that you notice is that the backside of the altar has been pushed around. It's been interrupted. There's some stone pieces in the back of the altar that look like they've been pulled out, and they're left on the ground.
Is anyone around?
Just you right now. It's kind of in the middle of the night.
I'm going to go back there and look at where they were pulled out from.
There's a cubby hole, I guess is the word I'm looking for. There's like a container inside the altar. And these bricks sealed it, and the bricks have been removed, and the hole in the altar is empty. This is on the back of the altar near the ground. Altars are usually consecrated with artifacts.
I'm going to, and inside of it is empty, yeah. You said? I'm going to take off the outer leather glove and wipe my hand along the inside of the cubby hole. Turn it inside out. Stick it in my pocket. For later study.
Okay.
Anything could be evidence at this point. It's an unquantified science.
Is anyone doing anything else before sleeping?
Oh, should I just do my test for my ritual?
Yes. Mysteries and will.
Yes, which is 8. And it's a difficult 5. So that's a 3. And
That's
so
still a success.
2.
That's all it takes.
Yep.
You're healed.
Healed! Boom!
Banzai!
Screw you, Robin.
I'm very happy for both of you. Thank you so much for healing my sister.
We are obviously not going to complete this entire adventure tonight, but there is one more scene that I really want to get to. One of 2, depending on what you choose to do, before we call it.
Okay.
So, can we fast forward to the morning?
Very well.
It's quiet. It's a quiet night. Not much happens. You wake up. You're invited down to the refectory for breakfast. Some of the sisters look at you with curiosity as to why you're here, but you are viewed as part of the church, at least everybody but the star, and are welcomed. People are not openly hostile to you here, unlike many of the places that you go. Mother Seraphima comes around and talks to you while you begin your breakfast. Did you discover anything? Thank you for bringing Sister Julia home.
I'm not speaking before Robin.
We discovered that there was some unfortunate wildlife at work in the woods.
Sister Hildegard told us that Sister Abigail had been bitten in the sanctuary.
Yeah. I'm thinking we might all go do a little bit of hunting and maybe thin out the local populations so that these kinds of things don't happen again. We got to do some more investigating. It was a long night. Nathaniel, what did you discover about the creatures?
They're clearly the result of Pontus influence, not reacting naturally to the stimulus that such animals would normally react to. Behavior very
Nathaniel,
coordinated.
10 words or less.
A wolf and a stag were working together to hunt humans.
Thank you.
That is definitely odd behavior.
Most odd.
Do we need to be concerned about living here?
Well, hopefully we can find the source of this here corruption, and then it won't be a problem no more.
This ground is consecrated, is it not?
It is. Most certainly.
What certainty do you have of this?
The bishops came and did it. I was here for it.
Please just indulge me. What exactly does the process of consecration involve at this particular area?
There's a rite blessed by the church. There's the application of certain holy oils, and the consecration remains in effect until the area would be profaned by someone, which I assure you has not happened.
Is there any particular reason that there's no cross or crucifix near the exterior of the perimeter of this facility?
That is odd.
Was there one previously?
Should have been. Let me get back to you on that.
Oh, bloody. Nathaniel, have you pinged this place?
I mean, have I noticed anything strange about this place? Or is it an active thing?
It's an active thing. You gotta
Okay.
do it.
So then, may I sit quietly for a moment?
By all means.
I'm gonna kind of just walk away from everybody to like the quietest corner I can and just sit down in a chair.
This is going to be viewed as like hocus pocus by the nuns, by the way.
Yeah, I
Official
don't care.
business.
I don't respect nuns.
Yeah, this isn't something that he does.
Focus and intuition, difficulty 2.
All right. My focus is a solid 3 and my intuition is a solid 5. So with a -2, that brings me to a 3, which is a degree of 1.
You get the same sense of unease that you did earlier, almost like things are dancing in your peripheral vision. They're not quite here, but there's almost like it's like a jet stream feeling. You're not seeing the plane, but there's like the trails of something that was. Not a small amount either. Normally, you wouldn't be able to tell that sort of thing.
I'll stand up and walk back over to the group. I have reason to believe whatever protection you think may have been afforded by your consecration rituals was either ineffective or has been suspended or not there anymore.
Well, that happens from time to time.
Right then. Something dark's afoot.
I'm going to look into this. I'll get back to you.
Indeed, we all will.
One more question. The consecration ritual, did it involve a relic in this location?
The relic was handed down to us. I mean, she kind of rolls her eyes a little bit and she's like, allegedly, it was a sacred rosary that was given to Benedict, the founder of our order, by the Blessed Mother herself. It is a rosary he owns, and it is a relic for that reason, whether it was given to him by a celestial visit. Well, let's just say it is an ancient piece, and holy for that reason alone. But yes, was used in the altar for its consecration.
Have you still got it here?
I would imagine, yes, it's in the altar.
Well, perhaps it would be wise to check on the condition of your sanctuary.
She scampers off.
I look at my team. I look at my wound in my shoulder. Right then. You know there's something afoot here, right? Everyone?
Obviously.
Yes, the evidence is quite clear.
So imagine we'll be sticking around this here convent for a little while longer.
Well,
Sound
this
good?
place makes me a bit uncomfortable, and not simply in the way that blind faith often does, but...
I wouldn't know anything about discomfort.
To be fair, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it.
Yes, thank you.
The three places that have been mentioned to you so far that you've expressed interest in investigating are the Hermitage, the Cold Place, and the Doherty Fields.
I'm measuring that field.
Well, since we've just very nearly died, I think we should Scooby Gang and split up. No, right.
Jessica, Maggie, you come with me. Nathaniel, you take Scooby.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So where are you going?
Let's go have a look around that hermitage. That's where them animals were. And then what's come after us last night. Makes sense?
Well,
You are probably going to have to walk through the Cold Place to get to the Hermitage, because the only spot of land that you could have used to get to the Hermitage without going through the Cold Place
Now
is
slipped
now
into
a
game.
breached location that actually
Oh, good.
is in space to the land of the fairies.
Oh, good.
Right then, so we'll take the long way.
That's where it came from.
Should we just?
That would have all sorts of implications, but we're just going to roll past it and assume that the nuns deal with this at some later point.
If we
Maggie,
have
you can
to,
go visit your mom.
if we have to go through the cold place anyway, should we just?
Didn't you choose Meddlesome Parent?
She did. She did. Originally.
We were all 3 seconds of this game.
Oh God, we're all dead. Okay. Oh, there's the Hermitage, and there's the Cold Place, and there's the area that's descended into horrific reality folded in on itself.
There's also
We're
the
pecking apples in there.
we can also go measure the field.
Are you going to investigate the Cold Place, or are you simply
Let's go to the Cold Place.
That's what Jessica suggests. Since we have to go there anyway,
Yeah. All right. Absolutely, Jessica. We should go to the whole place.
So
I 100% agree with you.
there are animals that are kept by the monastery. You know, goats and things that for basic eating, chickens, that sort of thing. The reason I bring this up isn't because they're all possessed and attacking you. Yet,
Because they will be eventually.
because much of the grass is kept short by the goats eating it. But there is a place for the goats stop eating, and it is this circle that goes around this ruin, and it's like nothing goes past this line. The birds don't fly over it. The goats won't eat the grass. The animal life won't go in there. It is a very visible line where the Pontus event starts. It is a permanent blight on the spiritual landscape, and it starts where this high grass starts. There's a building inside. It looks like it was once 2 stories, but the flooring is now gone, so it just looks kind of like a Citadel's miniature ruin from a 40K game place. You got walls and some broken windows that there haven't been glass in them in centuries. But it's also difficult to see through any of it because the ruins are the walls are in different places. So, but it's not like any particular room is completely enclosed.
All right, team. Let's look for clues.
I'm gonna give it a feel.
Okay. Kill the creepy music.
Oh no. I don't know how I feel about that.
The moment you cross the boundary, everything is dead, silent. You can't even hear the breathing of the people that are behind you. And it's cold. You can see your breath. It's as though in 2 steps, it dropped 40 degrees. Who is crossing the boundary?
I will.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to, before they do, I'm going to turn around and just, as an experiment.
Inside or outside?
From inside. See if they can hear me from the inside. Can you hear me?
Do we still see him? Like,
yeah, you still see him. He's standing there. You just can't hear him.
oh yeah, I'm
You
shaking
do
my
see
head.
that when he screams, you can see his breath.
That's neat.
I imagine I'm just thinking that he's just like, look at my breath.
I'm gonna reach out with medium power, see if I can get a feel off it.
All right, I'm
Is
crossing.
there a limit to how many times I can do this?
You just have to spend. It takes minutes to do. So
Yeah. I mean, unless somebody or something stops me, I'm gonna gather as much evidence as I can, starting with the weird stuff.
He sits down and does his medium thing while the rest of you kind of scope around.
All right.
Yeah.
You can give me the following tests depending on which you'd like to look for. You can give me focus and investigation, focus and composure, or focus and survival.
True to character, I'm gonna do investigation.
Well, you're mediuming.
Oh,
You're
you're
gonna
asking
get-
them for tests. Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I
You're
think
going to give
you're
me a
talking
focus and intuition difficulty too.
I'm gonna do focus and investigation, which is focus 3, investigation 3. So that's a 6.
Let's see.
Your difficulty is a 3.
You nailed it.
She got it.
All right. Others?
For my medium test, my focus intuition is 5, so difficulty 2, DOS is 3.
Okay.
Well, I don't have survival, but I'm going to go focus on survival just for the heck of it. So I've got a 3 and I got a minus
Oh
1.
my god.
It's a 2. It's a success.
Yeah, I'm good.
Elizabeth, do you want to take a look around?
I have a -2.
Okay. You
Ouch.
you meander around and don't seem to find much.
She's a lazy girl.
She's like pretending to look, where she's like,
So I let my brother take care of everything. I'm just here.
I'm gonna get to Nathaniel last.
Okay.
Well, no, we'll do this first for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Nathaniel, do you know that scene in Star Wars where Obi-Wan Kenobi says it was like 1,000 voices screaming out and then suddenly silenced? Yeah, imagine that, except it never becomes silent. You turn on this ability and you just hear incessant screaming, thousands of voices. It is overwhelming. You almost feel like you want to claw your eyes out. Also, the area is breached, if that wasn't obvious.
What roll?
Survival check. You test and you find disturbed grass and footprints. They're not that old. Less than a couple of days. You're not really the biggest tracker, so you're not specifically certain. But the one thing that does strike you is these are really nice souls.
For people who never come into a place.
These are not peasant shoes.
These are perhaps shoes
raised
that belong to the son of a sir.
I knew it. I knew he was going to say it.
Which is immediately where his mind goes.
Investigation check. What was your total, DOS?
So I had a 6, and then I drew a +5. So 11. So
-3. Jeez. Okay. Jeez. Okay. You.
I feel like just because it was so good for story's sake, I feel like I had a magnifying glass out. Not just like this.
You find you see the footprints too. Like as soon as Robin points them out to you, you see them, and then you know exactly where they are going. You follow them to a way. It seems as though there have been some dried grass that has been like clumped together to hide a giant hole in the floor. You are able to lift up a couple of rocks and see that there is a length of rope, maybe 20 feet, that is tied off onto one of the larger pieces of architecture and clearly put here to throw into this hole. This is where whoever had those shoes went.
So, and is it just can I see anything in the hole, or is it just like...
It is dark down there. Absolutely no light. Not supernatural, mind you. Just you're in a Pontus event where everything is cold and light doesn't work well, and there's no light sources down there, and it's underground. It's the cellar or basement or something of whatever was here before.
I realize we haven't tried this with us all inside the thing. Does anyone have a light?
Witchfinders have those crazy alchemical lights that shine with that eerie green.
I toss it to her.
Thanks.
So they can hear each other inside.
Thanks, sis.
You can hear inside. You just
Okay.
can't hear across
That
the
was
mouth.
yeah. All right.
I'm gonna check on Nate.
I'm not. I'm shining this light in the hole.
It's about a 12-foot drop. There's a tile floor at the bottom. Looks like it's filthy, like it hasn't been cleaned in hundreds of years. But you can't. The room is pretty large. Looks like it is some sort of basement that extends the entire length of the building. But you can't see what's on the wall or anything.
So is it literally just a straight down hole with a rope?
Yeah, there's no steps or anything. This is a hole in the ceiling.
So you would have to be fairly strong, at least, to be able to pull yourself back up out of this, right?
Does it look like a fat guy could fit through it?
I mean, he can fit. Whether a fat guy can climb a rope like that is. I mean, basically, it's did you get to the top of the rope in gym class?
Yeah, right.
Right. Yeah. That's what. Yeah. Which a lot of people can't. That's why I'm like.
I'm checking on Nate, and how you doing, Nate?
Come out. He can't hear you. He's hearing loud voices screaming at him, and you find him just rocking back there, going, "Who?
All right.
And then finally he just gets up and dives out of the circle. He can't take it anymore, but he tried as long as he could
All right.
to figure out who these people are, these things.
I'm gonna follow you out.
She
It's real bad in there.
It's real bad in there. She's hearing something. I can confirm it's something.
You did good. Can you turn it off? Because Jessica found a hole.
I think I'm okay out here.
All right. Keep a lookout. I'm gonna have to go shoot some clay pigeons.
Okay.
Sure.
Who is going down the hole?
I will
I
go
am.
down with them.
Cool.
Who is going down first?
Me. Probably. I probably would have just shined the light and been like, I can't see anything. And like,
Whoosh.
Yep.
All right. And then Robin is going down, and Elizabeth, are you going down? Yes, okay. So you hit the floor and you begin to shine the light around the room. The room is massive. I mean, it extends the entire length of the building, which might be 80 feet by 20 or 50. A little difficult to tell in the darkness, but it is huge. And you immediately notice this room is like sectioned off. The first thing you notice along the walls to your right are giant iron cages, maybe 7.5 feet tall.
I don't like that.
They are rusted and in disuse. It looks like in their current state, you could probably go over and just push them down. They've been rotting for quite some time. To their right is a series of bronze containers, like jars, a foot or tall each, and they are just stacked from floor to ceiling, 20 feet down the wall.
Are they see-through?
They're bronze.
Oh, so no, I can't see what's inside them.
They have been sealed, each and every one of them. Several of the jars are knocked over and are lying on the ground. There might be somewhere between half a dozen and a dozen of them. It's difficult to tell unless you go over and check.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that probably.
Do you want me to tell you what the rest of the room is in?
Mhm.
All right. By this time, everyone is down here.
Yeah.
The wall behind you is full of what looks like almost like curio cabinets. They're like little cubbies with a variety of different things in them. And everything, they're just random stuff. It's like a couple of pieces of obsidian, a couple of pieces of wax, a couple of feathers, iron, knives made of 30 different metals, stone. It's just a collection of random things.
Would you say it's a cabinet full of curiosities?
I feel like I should have come with on this. But outside.
Do I recognize these as dark ritual components?
Well, you're going to figure out what these are in just a second.
Okay.
Continue to
When they
shine
leap
the light
out and
around
kill
the room.
me.
Are there some things that are small that I can pocket?
What?
The back of the room is full of desiccated corpses.
Ew.
There it is.
They are just unceremoniously tossed on top of one another. And they have been desiccating here for what looks like a long time. The flesh is pulled so that you can see in the almost mummified flesh extra eye holes.
Well, that's downright unnatural.
Over their bodies.
Extra. Does this look like some kind of ritual has been done on them?
It looks like someone put a bunch of Nephilim in cages and then figured out what their banes were, one item at a time, until they murdered them and studied how to kill them, and then unceremoniously tossed their corpses in the back while they continued on to the next ones.
And how fresh were those footprints?
Oh, the new ones?
Yeah, were they like
less than a week-ish? Nobody has enough survival to know for sure.
All right.
There is the dust down here is disturbed at a couple of places, but it's almost difficult to tell exactly what was done because there's just so much soot and dirt, and
Yeah.
it's just all scattered all over the place.
So that's like the whole of the room. Is that pretty much everything that's
At the far end of the room, at the other end of the corpses, is an altar. It is made of stone, and there is a giant angelic statue to its left and to its right. There are candles on the altar that look like they have been burned recently. The sticks have been there for so long they're almost unrecognizable. They're gold, so they're not tarnished, but they're dirty. The candlesticks in them are new. And there are some books. It looks like if you didn't handle them properly, they would literally fall apart in your hands.
I want to see if I can see the titles of some of those books.
Well, they're written in Latin mostly. Do you speak Latin?
I feel like no.
Do you have an academics of 3?
I have a what of 3?
Academics.
No, it's just 1.
Then you do not speak Latin unless you took it as a language.
No,
with an asset.
I didn't.
I think back to the time that we spent in the inn when I was intimidating Clay. When I bought him a drink, did he drink any of it?
No.
I'm seeing what's in these bronze jars next. I want to pick it up, see if it's liquid or what. Shake it.
There's nothing in them.
Any of them?
Don't
opening them.
Open them.
Well, I would like.
What's your mystery?
4. I would pick up the ones on the ground first, and then
before you open one, give me a reason and mysteries test.
God, okay.
Look, I'm kind of a daft sod.
Actually, with a reason, I'm not even going to make you test this.
That would have been a 7. So
the classic demon binding ritual that is from the Lesser Key of King Solomon binds the souls of demons into bronze jars. Demons are the souls of the Nephilim because they have no place in the world and they don't have anywhere to go.
So this is just jars of demons?
And 2 of them are open with fancy shoe prints outside and a drunk that doesn't drink. I'm going to go shoot a boy.
Hold on. Just... Robin, why? Just hold on, Robin.
You give me one good reason why I don't shoot that boy right now.
The corpses are in farmer's clothes. Communities of Nephilim oftentimes try to remove themselves from society.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the work of monastics. This was Inquisition, back when this structure was owned by the Magisterium 500 years ago.
I want to investigate the altar.
Okay.
Let's see what I can see.
It doesn't look like it's been used for any ritualistic purposes that you can tell. Although from the movement of dust, it looks like something was either read on here or placed on here or moved on here.
So the movement of dust entails that somebody's been down here recently. Am I able to determine that?
Seems
Yes, that is
Okay.
true.
based on that
Save
and
your question.
the how recent the footprints are.
Who else do you know in town that have fancy shoes like that and could climb that rope?
Well, I don't really know anyone in town, so
We met half of them last night. I'm telling you that much.
It is now 12:30. This is a great place to stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's good. Good wrap up point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go shoot Clay. Next round. No words or anything. I'm gonna just walk up and shoot him in the leg.
That's a title right there. I'm gonna go shoot a boy.
All right. Well, that was some intensity, guys. Welcome to the Clockwork. For all of those who joined us, thank you for joining us. Keep in mind that on Sunday, when you'll see actually 4 out of the 5 people here playing the Mercs and Mischief game, and we will be doing another giveaway. We have what else? We have the spell books, right there, Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
what that
right.
was?
Yep. Spell books.
Told your spell
Beautiful
cards.
leather bound spell books. They've got little slots in them for spell cards, and they've got these cool like leather bindings. One's got like a leaf on it. It's gonna be good for a druid.
If you found this game interesting, if you want to learn more about it, you can check our past videos. Also check out our YouTube videos where we have both the interview we did where Zeke explains more detail of the game, as well as our character creation episode. And be sure to give us that follow so that you can see when the next time is going to be, which is going to be November 7th, I believe, is our next game. Is that right, Zeke?
Yeah, because we took the week off for Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're skipping that week, and then it'll be every other week.
I gotta wait a long time to shoot that boy.
I'm so sad.
Yeah. But yeah, check the link we threw up. If you're interested in the game, playing it yourself, all it takes for your entire table is 1 book and 1 deck of cards. You can get those either through the website, pontusrises.com, or you can go to Reliquary Game Studios. They point to the same place, or you can get it on Drive-Thru-RPG. You got lots of options, so you got no excuse not to try it out with your friends. And if your friends are skeptical, you can show them.
The place that orders it through Alliance that is the most reasonably priced online option is Noble Knight Games.
Ah, there you go.
Oh,
Noble
good.
Knight Games. So yeah, check that one out, and we'll be sure to get it. And I think that's all of our official announcements. Zeke, whatever else you've got to say, and you can close out the show.
No, I'm excited. This is one of the more interesting versions. This is a con game, right? So we run this at cons occasionally. And I've never had anyone run it this way before.
Or this slow.
Yeah, or the slow.
No one has ever found out so much information early or failed at combat so badly.
This is all highly on brand.
This is all, yeah, none of this is shocking to anyone.
Also,
a
don't be
regular
surprised.
viewer or
Don't be surprised if the whole next session we make no utilization of that information.
Yeah.
I got utilization right here. I'm gonna shoot that
But
boy.
you don't know.
I'm shooting that
boy. Oh god, you're making
telling-
assumptions.
If he
is
keeps
what you're
shooting
doing.
somebody, he'll win.
You're
You
making
fight-
assumptions. Yeah, if he kills the whole town, he'll eventually kill the person.
We
So,
win.
what's the point?
That means more people can just move into town if they're homeless.
Then why shoot him? Just drop a nuke. Just make Jonathan build a nuke and be
Does a
done with
nuke
it.
exist at this time?
Look,
Well, as long as I can gain access to all the surrounding areas, I could just draw a large enough channel over.
There he goes.
We just
There
need
he
something,
goes.
someone more athletic to throw that.
Can we
I
measure
just-
the field survey?
Well, no, I don't
first
need to
before
throw
we-
it. That was
Okay.
just a handy side thing.
it is so late.
It's so
Let's
late.
sign off the show.
Yes, Zeke, do you want to do a side off? Have you settled on your sign off for the show?
What did I say? The world turns, the empire falls, the Pontus rises. This has been the Clockwork.
Then one day the goblins came, numbering near 2,000 strong. They attacked the town near Morton captain's cave, but nobody asked him to join the throng. The wizards weren't